Hello and welcome to Movie Night Mates, a real-time film commentary podcast. My name is Dan, and I'm joined as I am every week by my good friend, co-host, and self-professed Joker sexual,
Jess.
We're watching The Batman.
Yeah. And somehow I didn't expect
Or Batman Begins. Not The Batman. Anyway, as I said, we're watching Batman Begins this week, and Jess is looking angrily at me. And it's to celebrate the new Batman movie with Robert Pattinson in it, aka, as he's been dubbed by the internet, Raw Bat Batten Bat, because you got to put a bat somewhere in his name. That's not my joke. That's the Weekly Planet. They started it, and it's his name. It's stuck. Because there's freaking Batfleck. Everybody called Ben Affleck Batfleck. Okay. Christian Bat, of course. George Batty for George Clooney. Bat Kilmer. Yeah. And Michael Keaton.
Okay.
So they said we should put, obviously Pattinson makes the most sense. He's the only one who has like an AT in his name. So it's Raw Bat Batten Bat, and you can get shirts with them on it.
How do you say that so fast?
I've been saying it for like 2 years, I guess, ever since he got announced. But I'm very excited for that movie, even though I was apprehensive when I heard that he was being, he was cast as Bruce Wayne Batman. I had a lot of faith in the vision of the movie. I'm a big fan of Matt Reeves, who is directing and wrote it and stuff, because I really love his Planet of the Apes trilogy. Have you seen those movies?
No.
They're amazing.
I love their titles. Planet of the Apes of the Before of the Next Time on the Island in New York City.
Fucking good. They're so good. And they're like the most unsung trilogy, I think, in like the 21st century. I think they deserve a lot more credit than they get, and Andy Serkis especially, as Caesar, the main monkey, the main ape, really kills it. Anyway, so once I heard he was directing it and stuff, I felt a lot better.
It's amazing that they got chimps to act as apes, and
he's the only human in the show, in the movie. He's the only CGI one. Everything else is a real ape. They gave them the serum that was supposed to be fake, but James Franco made it for real in the first one.
So impressive.
Yeah, that's how they did it. He really killed Draco Malfoy or whatever. Anyway, so the new one's going for a more grounded, but like still fantastical approach, which I think is what works best for Batman, of like gritty, but he can still face off against Mr. Freeze or like Ra's al Ghul or like Poison Ivy, some weird thing with superpowers, and it makes total sense. I like that approach, and that's what they're going for. And they're making the Riddler into the Zodiac Killer, so that's always fun.
Ted Cruz.
Yeah, Ted Cruz is playing him.
Aww.
As Paul Dano playing the Riddler, of course.
Nice.
And just a quick housekeeping update. Oh, actually, Jess, if someone has not listened to the show before, how would you describe it to them? What should they know? What are they in for?
So it's a real-time film commentary podcast, which means that we're basically watching a movie all together. So we tell you what we're watching, what version of the movie. Preferably it's a movie that me, Dan, or yourself have not seen before. And then we tell you, 3, 2, 1, go, press play. You press play at the same time we do, and then we read out all of the titles as they come on, so you make sure you're all synced up, and then we watch the movie together.
Lovely. A great description
of Thanks, the show. Dan.
But a quick housekeeping. Let's talk like really fake, like morning show
Every time
hosts.
I do that, you laugh.
What?
Every time I'm like, thanks, Dan.
Back to you. A little peek behind the curtain. Before you got here, I ordered some DoorDash, but they like buzzed in, and Jess thought that you were coming, knew you were coming, and thought I was talking to you, and she was like, "Why the fuck are you talking so weirdly to her?
So kindly."
Like I was using, my people voice.
Yeah.
Like I was like, "Oh yeah, thank you. Oh yeah, it's no problem. Haha. Yeah, just leave it there. Okay, thanks. Drive safe."
Well, I don't know if you could hear it, but then when Jess got the door for me, I immediately was like, DoorDash, your order's outside."
That's like, here's a joke that'll kill every time a friend's coming over. Uh-huh. You open the door, you say, "I don't want to buy any Girl Scout cookies," and you close the door.
Yeah, it's so
kills
funny.
Every time.
Every single time I come over.
But yes, we're watching
Batman.
Batman. Batman Begins, the 2005 movie that kicked off the Christopher Nolan trilogy. Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. This is probably the closest thematically and story-wise that is going to be to the Batman. So that's why we chose this one. Even though Batman Forever does feature the Riddler, played amazingly by Jim Carrey, this one is better and a lot more fun to watch, in my opinion. But a bit of housekeeping before we really get started. We're changing up the format of the show in a little bit to 2 commentaries a month and then 2 reviews. The reviews, you just watch the movie beforehand, and then we'll talk about it together. Because
or if you don't want to watch a movie, then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, and that too. If you're on the fence and maybe like considering, you can listen to us, and we might separate it into spoilers, non-spoilers stuff, so you can get
We're gonna spoil every single movie for you. We're not gonna say when we're talking about spoilers.
We'll say what happens at
we're
the
gonna
end.
say at the end everyone dies.
But that's a quick way because it just makes it easier for everybody to access the show, and also there's been so many times when I come up with like interesting points or reactions after the fact. Like honestly, today I was thinking, we did Dope last week, and I was like thinking about it all week, and I was like, wow, there's like a really good theme about like not underestimating people and not judging people by like your first appraisal of what they look like or what they do. And I was like, yeah, it would have been cool to say that on the
podcast,
episode.
yeah, true.
So this is another way that we can watch a movie and then have like a few days to digest, take notes, watch it again if we need to.
You could do that.
I might do that. I don't know. But we're going to kick that off with a review of the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, which I'm already hearing rave things about, and I'm so excited.
Honestly, so excited too.
Yeah. And maybe if you guys try hard enough, we might be able to convince Jess to do a review episode about the Batman. So tweet, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. But we're going to begin Christopher Nolan's Batman Standard Edition. I know there might be like other versions out. This is just the regular one. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes long. We're starting at 0000. Starting it in 3, 2, 1. Press play. It is playing, and it's going, and we're getting a black and white WB thing coming in. So, Jess,
how dramatic.
Warner Brothers, a Time Warner company.
Mm-hmm.
You've only seen The Dark Knight out of this, the little Oreo cream filling of this series.
I saw The Dark Knight, and I saw whichever one has the penguin in it.
Batman Returns.
Okay. I saw it when I was too young, and it scared me.
It's a good movie. DC Comics just came up. Bats are flying. So this was like really groundbreaking at the time for just being the most bats on screen. It was really, really lauded
These are all
for
real
that.
Bats.
Nothing about the movie otherwise is that interesting, but just for that one shot, it won multiple Oscars.
It's like hidden Mickeys, except there's just hidden bats everywhere.
It's mostly that this was a very grounded approach to Batman when a lot of people... It's kind of like the cycle that Batman goes into, and... From the 60s to now. 60s, he was very campy. Then in the 80s, they made the Batman movies with Tim Burton and made him really dark again. But then in the 90s, Batman Forever and Batman and Robin got really campy again. So this was, again, bringing Batman back to being super serious. It's just kind of like a cycle that he goes on all the time. And this was a very grounded approach that hadn't really been taken before, of basically being like Batman, but he's real. Like, what if Batman was a real man? And all that good stuff. So that's this approach. It's based mostly on the graphic novel Batman Year One, which tells the story of Batman and his origin. And what makes me feel even worse is that Batman's canonical, like, first year as Batman happens to be when he's 25. And that's how old I am. And then it makes me feel weird when people in movies are the same age as me doing cool shit. Like, when I saw Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, I was like, this is fucking crazy. And then I turned 17, and I was like, I could not imagine having to go through that at the current age that I am. And, like, Scott Pilgrim, love that book, love those the movie. Older than all those characters now. Yeah. I don't like that. Except maybe Ramona. I think she's the only one who's older than we are.
She was 26?
I think so. I think she's 26. It's like kind of...
Yeah.
out of the trilogy, I would say this is like the second best. People are like back and forth on this or The Dark Knight Rises. Everyone agrees that The Dark Knight is the best one.
Yeah.
But I think this one has its merits, and it's kind of the weirdest out of all three of them. Like, it leans the most into, like, comic booky weirdness and fun, whereas the other two, I feel like, are really focused on being realistic. This one allows itself to have a little bit of, like, you know, fantastical, fun shit in it.
Well, you did show me the ABC Family commercial right before this.
Yeah,
and
he's a man who loves...
What was it?
It's like a man who fights and a man who loves. I showed it to Jess because she wouldn't fucking believe. If I just brought it up, she would think I was making that up.
Yeah.
So, like, the story of Batman that's in Batman Year One is that, like, basically as soon as he kind of was old enough to travel on his own, he just left Gotham and used his money to, like, train. So this is kind of like a Bruce Wayne who's kind of lost himself, but is, you know, a few years into training, but he's not quite close to being Batman yet. And Christian Bale put on so much muscle for this movie after doing The Machinist, where he was basically like skin and bones. Like, if you see a picture of him in that movie, it's wild. It's just like, he said he would never do that kind of shit again, but, you know, because it's dangerous. But his rig in this movie is pretty impressive.
I recently followed It's Always... I don't actually know if it's, like, them for real or if it's just, like, a fan-made one, but, like, an It's Always Sunny TikTok, and they post, like, clips of the podcast.
I saw that.
I think,
yeah.
So
about
then it was...
Rob McElhenney.
Yeah, so it was him talking about his, like, weight journey, like, throughout the show. But what I didn't know is that Fat Mac, like, I thought he was gaining weight for a different role, but he brought it up to everyone and said we should all gain weight. Everyone except for Danny DeVito said no, and then he said, well, I don't want to kill Danny DeVito, so I guess I'll be the only one that does it, like, just for a
you didn't know
meme.
that he just did it for fun?
I thought it was that he did it for another role, because when I, like, binged it all, and I, like, I don't know, I'm not like you, I don't, like, look up other stuff outside of the shows that I watch. Or at least I didn't when I did, even less when I was watching It's Always Sunny for the first time.
See, Rob McElhenney made himself more than just a man at the end of the day.
But it was so, I was like, I didn't know that. I mean, I'm not shocked, like, just knowing who they are. But I was like, I can't believe that was just a fucking meme. And then he got absolutely shredded afterwards. It's insane.
So basically, he just is like, you know, become a symbol, and then you can really, like, achieve your goals.
You don't have to, I get it.
And he said Ra's al Ghul. It's heavily debated, the proper pronunciation. I've heard it both Ra's al Ghul and Ra's al Ghul, just in different versions of Batman. Like, in this end, they say Ra's al Ghul, but then in, like, the animated series and the Arkham games, it's Ra's. And it's so fucking... I don't know why they did that. Like, why no one can agree on it. I think in Arrow, they say something different, too, because the Arrow TV show basically was like, let's make Green Arrow, and then, like, in season 2, they're like, we really should have made this a Batman show, so we're just gonna put all of Batman's villains in it instead, and make him basically Batman. It's a lot of fun. That show really dropped off. Ugh. Now, that's one thing you can depend on Christopher Nolan for, is just, like, a pretty movie. And I remember this shot being in, like, all the trailers and all the movies that I saw. For a second,
I forgot who Christopher Nolan was.
The director, Jess.
He's acting. Director. I know. Sorry, I was like, he's acting in it.
And up until this point, he hadn't really done, like, he'd really only done major movies. Was like Memento, I think, maybe like one other. So this was kind of a gamble, and he was like the first of a lot of directors that's kind of like the classic thing now, is they take like an indie director who's had a big hit and just give them like a superhero franchise. Like, it's happened so much with the MCU.
Well, also because everyone wants their hands on MCU, so.
Yeah, no, but it's like they'll bring in like Chloe Zhao, who did Nomadland, to do Eternals, or Scott Derrickson, who did Sinister for Doctor Strange, and like all this stuff. It's so weird.
I mean, not even just directors, but like, who hasn't been in the MCU at this point? That's true. Like, crew, actors,
I was about to say Christian Bale, anything. But he's going to be in the new Thor movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
about.
He's
going to be Gore the God Butcher, the villain.
Oh.
I love the music in these.
Just putting any words together to make a superhero now.
He's an alien who
done.
blames...
Over. Done. Done.
he like blames heroes and gods for his family's death, so he like wants to hunt them down. And so that's why he's one of Thor's, because Thor's a god. But
hello, is this the Mummy?
Yeah, the Mummy 3 specifically, the one that's all snowy. I think, as of right now, having not seen Robert Pattinson as Batman, I think Christian Bale is my favorite live action Batman still. I love Michael Keaton and I respect that he started it, but I think Christian Bale is probably the best. Ben Affleck had a fuck ton going for him, but they made him just this murderous monster who just like gunned people down without a second thought, and I just could not get past that personally. But yeah, this is Ra's al Ghul. He's one of Batman's biggest villains. His whole thing is Lazarus pits, which they don't do in this movie because it's realistic, but he's a very mystical and magical enemy of his. He can bathe himself in these things called Lazarus pits, and then he comes back, but every time you come back, you're more crazy. So he's just really crazy by now because he's like thousands of years old. I want my Takis. That's what it sounded like he said. He loves them hot straws, man. Ooh.
Every time somebody kicks somebody on the ground in a movie, like, I've never kicked somebody when they're lying on the ground. Okay, so I can't.
It's very nice of you, Jess.
Yeah, I can't speak from experience.
I've seen
here.
Jess in multiple fights. She does wait for her opponent to stand back up.
I at least give them that respect. Yeah, but like,
I mean, she wipes the floor with them afterwards, but at least they have some dignity.
Every time somebody does that in a movie, the way that they like whip their arms in the air is just like the goofiest looking thing, and it's like such a disrespect when you're fighting someone. But like every single actor I've ever seen do it,
it's all stage fight. You do that.
It's so funny.
You do that on purpose, and you do that on stage to distract from the fact that you're not actually hitting the person.
But it's just like other things that are like stage, little like things like that to hide what's actually going on or not going on. I don't know. It's just, for some reason, the, like, arms are just so goofy.
I like the kind of weird, non-linear approach to this. I mean, I swear to God, if in the new Batman movie they show his parents being killed again, I'm going to scream audibly and very loud in the theater. Out of fear. And I mean, it's like every Batman movie they show it. We can get past making a Spider-Man movie now without having to show him get bitten by the spider and show Uncle Ben die. Can we just assume that everybody knows Batman's origin at this point? Because everybody knows it. It's like the most famous one. Yeah. As great as his parents are in this, and like it's very connected to how he's not over his parents' death. And I think that's what Robert Pattinson said they're going for in the new one. We don't need to see it. We know they died. We know he was there. We know he thinks it's his fault.
Is it like one of those things where like directors or whoever like wants to do their own version of it? Because isn't it just they die in a fire?
No, they get shot in an alleyway. So not everybody knows Batman's backstory.
Okay, I don't give a fuck. But but like. Is there any way to make their own interpretation?
And I would get that of like being like, I want to do my version, but every single one is his parents just getting shot in the alleyway.
Yeah, so then who cares?
Usually because of his mom's pearls, they're like, give me the pearls, and the dad's like, no, so they shoot him. It happens in this. It happens in the first Batman movie where they make it that the Joker is the one that killed his parents when that's not what happened.
It's just weird.
They did it
Why do you need to have your own shot
in
for shot
slow-mo in the opening credits of the Batman v Superman movie. They do it again in the Joker movie. Jesus. It's not even a Batman movie, but they do it in Joker because Bruce Wayne shows up as a little kid in that. And then they like kind of tie it to the Joker in that, but it's like he inspired the person who did it or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Which kind of defeats the whole purpose of Batman, because Batman's whole thing is like, no one should just be scared of walking around and going about their daily life. It's like, well, in this case, his parents were kind of targeted in that one because they're the Waynes.
I love that he's literally the only child in the audience.
He's a little rich boy.
No one else brought their kids.
You know, I identified a lot with this because when I was a kid, I used to get so scared, like, by live action. There was something,
Really?
which is so funny because
'cause
now
they
I
look
love
like bats.
theater. But when I was a kid, I got very unnerved by, like, I could not put myself past the fourth wall. I was just very aware all the time that I was watching a play, and it just made me feel uncomfortable. Like, I guess I was, like, kind of cringing, but I could not get into, like, and think, oh, these are characters. So I just got really weirded out. And also, I made my dad leave Attack of the Clones because it was too loud for me, and I got very scared. Even though that movie's, like, not scary at all. And I probably would have loved to see it in theaters, but it's okay. I saw it on DVD. It's fine.
Okay, this kid...
I kind of recognize him. I wonder if he grew up to do anything else.
He just has the same exact expression on his face. Should he not feel any other emotion?
Ooh. Dude, she just sounded like a pig.
Yeah. Like, your parents were just shot in front of you, and he's like, huh. He can't cry. He was, like, stuck in a well by himself for hours, and he did not cry at all. His parents are dead, and he's not
Maybe
crying.
he has, like... Oh, there he goes. And thus...
Those were teardrops.
The Batman was
or,
born.
Artificial tears.
So this is Batman Year 1, basically. It's, like, full origin. The idea of the new Robert Pattinson one is Batman Year 2, like Year 2 or 3. He's a couple years into it, but he's still not that great yet. Which I like as an approach. Also, I love Gary Oldman, so he's such a perfect Gordon, I think.
Who is that?
Lieutenant Gordon. I don't know what he starts out as in this. I think it's Lieutenant Gordon, James Gordon. He's basically like Batman's like Watson, kind of. If Batman's Sherlock Holmes, he's Watson. He's like the guy who works at the police who like is kind of the liaison to Batman. He's the one who creates the bat signal and stuff like that. He'll be like, call him and be like, hey, we need this, this, and this done, and Batman's like, got it. Peace. So yeah, that's kind of what he is. Kind of before they brought Robin in. It's just like a conduit for Batman to bounce off of.
Where did they film?
I was just about to say, I wonder where this really nice castle thing is.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I did not realize that he was in this movie. I forgot he's from Blade Runner.
Oh.
It's freaking, he's like the main villain in the first Blade Runner movie. My brain is saying Werner Herzog, but that's not him. It's not Werner Herzog. He's the I've seen things you people wouldn't believe guy. Tears and Rain guy. Rutger Hauer. There we go. I knew it was very German sounding.
There were no other kid actors better than this kid. I'm so out of it because this kid can't act.
I know a lot of this movie was filmed in and around Pittsburgh and Chicago mostly, as Gotham. Stevenson Taylor Hall Webb Institute is in Glen Cove, New York. That's Wayne Manor in these movies. I thought it was like England, honestly.
Well, it makes sense if they were shooting in America.
Yeah. We know this is like one of the back streets of Detroit.
This is actually where they filmed. No, it's Philly because this is where Avatar was,
this was where
was
Avatar
filmed. That's the water tribe.
So, like, Liam Neeson not only trained Batman, but also Obi-Wan Kenobi on screen. That's pretty cool. And I guess the kids from Narnia, if you want to count that. The little Christian allegory children. I love Narnia. And do you know what happens in the last book? Like, the beginning of the last Narnia book?
I honestly, however many movies, however many books there were, I think I only saw or read the first one. So, like, I literally don't know anything.
Well, in the
about it.
last one, all of the children and their, except for Susan, and their cousin die in a train crash, and then their, like, souls go to Narnia forever.
Forever.
So,
Wow.
but it's like, wow, these amazing kids that we know and love all died really young and didn't get to, like,
Jesus.
do anything. And so did their families.
Yeah, it's a choice. it's a choice right there.
But I like how they kind of finally explain the point of the weird pointy things on Batman's glove in this movie
Yeah.
by making them like a functional parrying whatever.
Hey, sometimes outfits can just be aesthetic. No capes though. Which is a rule that he doesn't
Yeah.
follow. Good thing he can't fly though. That's probably why it's allowed.
Yeah.
Okay, so far it's just been Batman getting his ass handed to him,
Yeah, basically.
both as a child and in, his adult life.
Well, he's training. Batman is beginning.
Look at that, and now Batman has begun.
What? And it will please me sexually.
Stop it! Oh my god!
I mean, it sounds like
one movie without some shit like that from you.
I literally within the first minute said Joker sexual, Jess.
That's what I mean.
That's what gets the giggles at the end of the day from our beautiful home listeners.
Yeah. Okay.
I was there by the river. And over there in the forest.
Is his wife dead? Of course she was.
Also, I might, I don't know if you knew this, but when I was in college, I wrote like a whole paper, like final paper about this trilogy, for a class I took about like cities and movies and their relationship to it. So there was like a lot of like verticality talk and stuff. It was pretty crazy. So
Yeah.
I know a lot about these movies now, and
Great.
there's some symbolism. Bat symbol scary.
You know what? I got an A in that class.
I was very confused when I was a kid because I thought this part was him coming home from like being in the mountains, but it's not.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, wait, what? The fuck?
That's funny.
His hair, I should have guessed, it's kind of bowly, and it's
Yeah.
not when he's in the mountains, but
But also he's like dirty,
yeah.
So like,
So you better shut your fucking trap before I fucking shut it for you. All right?
that was so rude of him. It's not your family, except you've been working with
Yeah.
us for so long.
Except you've
Fuck
literally
you,
known my
Batman.
dad longer than I did.
Yeah, what the fuck? That's so mean. He's got some childhood trauma and he's still acting like a kid.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's,
Get over it, dude.
that's the thing about
Just
Batman.
get over
is,
it.
Like,
Just like try to smile. Like,
Oh, wait.
get over it.
just take it one day at a time. Have you ever thought about that,
Just like
Bruce?
stop being upset.
I will say there's heavy debate about which Batman is the best. But the best Alfred, you gotta give it to Michael Caine. He's
Booby
so
bed.
good in the...
Booby bed.
Oh, shit. Liam Neeson's character made that. The old horn dog. I just love Michael Caine in this movie. He's so good. So this is a flashback and a flashback right now.
Yeah.
This is the inspiration for Inception.
Yeah, apparently.
I was gonna say, the whole thing about Batman you said about him being stuck as a kid, basically, is like, that's kind of his biggest fault, like his weakness, is that he's like so obsessed with his parents' death. And that's why in the comics he considers himself not the best Batman, and Dick Grayson, the former Robin, the best Batman, because he's not, he has all of Bruce Wayne's skills and like detective whatever, like he's a good fighter, he's a good leader, he's a good detective, but he's not bogged down by like the guilt of his parents' death, because he knows, like, so it's basically like he's me but mentally stable. So he's good at being Batman. Like, and that's the whole thing about Dick Grayson. That's why he's one of my favorite comic book characters, probably. And then they made him into a spy for a little bit, which was really weird. But now he's back to being Nightwing or Batman when he needs to be. So, thumbs up. Way to go, DC. See, he's a man of love and a man of shadows.
Or what? Yeah, whatever ABC Family thinks this movie's about.
I love this movie, but one of its biggest faults is these two barely have any chemistry with each other, and they're like supposed to be like the whole thing about their relationship is like, we should have been together, but like we never were, and you just never feel that with them, because Christian Bale and I almost said Maggie Gyllenhaal, she plays her in the sequel, Rachel, the character's Rachel, what the fuck is the one who's married to Tom Cruise? I always confused her with one of the actresses from Sex and the City, and only recently found out that they were different people.
I don't know anyone.
Yeah.
You can tell because of the way that he looks that he doesn't like this guy.
Are you an empath, Jess?
Yeah, actually, because I'm an empath, I can tell that he's a little upset right now.
Yeah, fuck you.
What? Are you allowed to do this in court?
I don't
Can
think
the judge
you can.
just be like, you, start talking?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would have had to, like, be involved in the process and, like, called to the stand as just, like, a character witness.
He's gonna shoot
or
his
like,
own finger off by doing that.
For sentencing or something, and be like, hey. So he's like, let me go kill a man out of revenge.
Ew, he looks creepy.
Who, Bruce or
Him,
Joe Chill? Yeah.
Bruce. Batman. What the fuck?
But he couldn't get to him. Meh. So he was basically coming off of The Machinist.
What, are you gonna, like, jerk off? He's like, I do.
Hey, you said I was the one who was...
I have to match your energy, okay?
Okay, thank you.
We're co-hosts.
Thank you for coming down to this level with me. In the verticality of Gotham City, we're in the sewers at this point. That was the whole thing, was like how Batman's the only character who goes from the sewers to rooftops and stuff, and the only person to match him is Bane, and that's why he's like his greatest match in the whatever. But
oh my god, he's gonna get them killed. Yeah. That's how people drive in a city.
But he was coming off American Psycho a few years before this, where he also
you mean the
had to
greatest
get
movie
like
of all time,
really
with
ripped.
one of the best characters ever written.
This is like an overlap, like Batman, your whole Joker thing, my whole being Patrick Bateman thing. Oh wait, am I Patrick Bateman still, or is Jess Patrick Bateman? I fucking
Who
forget.
were you supposed to be?
I forget the lore of this ongoing
The only
joke.
thing that's stayed is the fact
Is
that
that
you're
the Joker.
Great. I'm the Joker, baby.
My father was a gamer and a weeb.
Oh my god.
And also Howl's Moving Castle, which I still haven't seen, and I'm afraid that if I see it, I'm just gonna hear Batman the whole time instead of
That's why you
Howl.
watch The sub, you idiot.
I like the dubs of the Miyazaki movies because they have like
But if it's gonna
star-studded
ruin
casts.
your impression of the movie,
Everyone says he's good though.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh.
Wait, okay, that was really real. I was like, I'm still mad.
She's one of the only characters to land an effective blow on Batman in the entire series.
Canonically, she's the only one that's ever hit
In the
him.
power ranking of this movie so far, we got Liam Neeson at the top, then
then
Rachel, then Bruce Wayne.
Because still, Bruce Wayne can only be beaten down at this point.
So this is supposed to be like college boy Bruce Wayne.
He's supposed to be college age? You're telling me he's supposed to be like 21
Well,
right
because
now?
at the point where we are in like the main continuity, sorry, it was a little late, but he's supposed to be like 25, 26 when he's training with Liam Neeson. Because that's like right before he becomes Batman.
He looks like he's 30 right now.
Yeah, honestly, the best age for him would have been when he was American Psycho age.
Yeah.
I think he was in his actual late 20s
Yeah,
then,
exactly.
And that was
And that
6
could have
years
been a
before
little more
this.
believable.
Yeah. Oh, that was the judge from the trial.
Oh.
I never noticed that before. I'm an idiot. This scene is why, like, I get annoyed when people are like, if he's so good, why doesn't he just, like, donate all of his money and stuff? And it's like, one, he does that already. He donates most of his money to, like, actual good causes. But the whole point is that if he puts it into the city of Gotham, it's just going to go to people like this, and, like, it's just going to feed the corruption. So that's why he becomes Batman. That's the next logical step, of course.
Yeah.
Or invest in space. That's the only option for billionaires.
He was ready to commit murder. I think that's pretty desperate.
Yeah.
Once again, my empath senses are tingling, and I think he doesn't like this guy very much.
Yeah. Yeah, the leader of the mafia in Gotham. I don't think that Batman's going to get along with him very well. We'll see how this relationship evolves, but I'm not feeling the best about it.
He may
right
have
now.
his own redemption arc, like you don't know.
Yeah. Falcone's redemption arc. That's another one. Falcone. A lot of people say Falcone as that name. Falcone. How would you'd say Falcone, right? I'd say Falcone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like a dog.
That dude has a hairpiece.
He looks like Trump.
That is Chomp. Hello, Batman. It's me, your biggest enemy. Chomp. Hey, man, that's a perfectly good fucking scarf.
Yeah, what the fuck?
See, this is him officially giving back to the community.
The makeup that's on him right now looks like the makeup that I get from Spirit Halloween for Halloween.
It's a pretty bloodless movie.
Yeah.
Even though we've had like 2 serious murders and a pretty intense fight. Sorry, 3 murders with a gun.
I still feel like there's no story happening.
It's establishing.
Yeah, but like it's been a long time.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest critiques.
Because this is
that's
such
like
a
why
fucking long movie.
Yeah, that's why also The Dark Knight kind of has an up on this and The Dark Knight Rises, is that it just really just kicks off from the get-go and never really stops. Has really good pacing. This one spends a lot of time, I'll give you. It's also like the non-linear presentation of it, instead of just going like from a kid
exactly.
to the murder to this, that it starts
It
kind
would
of
feel
weirdly.
faster.
Yeah. And this is where he got arrested.
I was wondering why he was in a Chinese prison.
Now let's get really fucking blazed.
He puts it just into a bowl.
Thank you for bringing this, the dankest of nugs, Bruce Wayne. This is from the Purple Dragon strain. Gives you a really mellow high, but some really good edge to it, too.
Oh my god.
I have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. Is that clear?
Are you ready to smoke the marijuana?
It camera pans over and you just hear like a teaser for future villain.
That's the post-credit scene.
I heard a rumor that Seth Rogen might be playing the Thing in the MCU's Fantastic Four. And I can't decide if I think that's the worst or the best thing ever. I've decided that him playing Donkey Kong is the best thing ever at this point.
He did get high.
Yeah, it's the fear toxin, whatever.
Are they gonna like all shuffle around and he's gonna have to like pick which one is Liam Neeson?
Yeah, for some like desolate ninja clan in China or Tibet, there's a lot of white people in it. Like, goddamn. Batman's a terrible thought.
Hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thought shit.
That's Batman. That song's about Batman. That's the new Batman theme.
Megan the Batman.
Bruce the Wayne. What do you think of the music in these movies? I mean, I know you haven't seen all of them, but
it's quiet.
It's
have
a pretty
no opinion on it.
Pretty Hans Zimmer-y feel. I love the new one.
I feel like there hasn't been any music.
Yeah, that's true.
There was like a little when they like dropped him off in the middle of the fucking mountains, but it was just like do 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 do, and then he was here. That's all just like atmospheric shit. And then it's what's the name of that Harry Potter thing where it like turns into the thing that you fear the most? What's that called?
A Bogart?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically
that
what
pops out of there, and it's just like a clown.
That's basically what the flowers do. Like,
yeah,
they make you see what you are most scared of, and like,
does he like put
make you
does
trip
he
balls?
Then like have to imagine the bats in like little party hats, and then he's not scared of them anymore? Like
it's not that simple. I wish it were, but
puts them on roller skates. There was one time I went to school.
Your dog water.
I went to school in like college in the middle of nowhere, and I had never seen this before. But there was one time I was walking to class like at night. It was like twilight, and I could see like a big cloud like through the path that I was walking, but it was like a relatively clear night, like a little cloudy. So I was like, I wonder what that is. Weird. Someone's maybe like having a fire or something. And it turned out it was just a really enormous crowd of crows, but I thought they were bats because there were so many of them, and it was absolutely horrifying to walk underneath, and there was no other way for me to go. So I literally, and I hate birds, if you've listened to this podcast, you know that. So I literally like duck and ran. And then when I was far away enough, I like sent my friends a Snapchat of it, and they were like, what the fuck is going on? And I was like, I don't know, they're over the courtyard, I don't know what's going on.
This is your origin story.
It was so scary.
You will become Crow Man.
Crow woman, thank you.
Crowman. Crowman.
Crow woman.
That seems like a really short sword.
Yeah.
I mean, also Liam Neeson is a very big man, so that could just be it.
No, but that looks like it's like half his arm.
Yeah.
Length. Didn't you say that this, not him, the other guy, didn't you say he's like one of the villains?
Ra's al Ghul?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're trying to get him to kill someone.
Why is he like teaching them when he's...
He doesn't know he's a villain. He's based someone like the main villains. Yeah. Sorry, it's not much of a twist. They're pretty bad.
So he's just trying to recruit him? Is that what this is?
Yeah, basically. Okay, it's like... I'm just here to get a black belt, man. I don't want to fucking be a terrorist about it.
Yeah.
Rome. That was.
It's like that the TikTok that's going around. Cacio e pepe. saying names of dishes in a really thick accent.
Yeah, no.
I'm just mad my parents died. Just kill the guy.
Just do it.
Just come
We've all
on,
done
dude.
it. You'll be
Everyone's
cool.
all done it before.
Dude,
It's
we
not a
already
big
peer
deal.
pressured you into smoking. What
Come
the fuck is
on.
different from this?
Come on, it'll be funny. Just do it. Come on.
And he kills him.
Credits roll. End of Batman. That sword doesn't look sharp enough to cut through someone's neck.
Good aim. I'm not
My
gonna kill this random guy. I'm gonna kill all of you instead.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I didn't comprehend that was such an important thing about Batman when I was a kid. That
Not to
he
kill
doesn't
people.
kill. Because other superheroes do.
Also, because
And at this point, they all had. In the X-Men movies, they have no qualms with just, slicing people up and shit. So
Yeah.
I was like, what's the difference between that?
But you're telling me no one's gonna die from this?
No, I guess he trusts that they're all skilled enough to get out on their own. If he's at, the bottom rung of their training,
Yeah,
in a
you're
sense,
right, you're right.
and he's like, I can get out of this and fight this dude at the same time.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah,
It's probably, by his own hand.
That's one of- not only is, the timing weird and, its presentation in this.
This man is dead.
Yeah, but, another big qualm in this movie is, kind of how hypocritical he comes across by putting other people in such dangerous situations, but being
Yeah.
I'm not a killer. It's not nearly as bad as Jigsaw in the Saw movies, who's I am not a killer. I've never killed anyone.
I've never killed anyone
I've
before.
only forced two people into one situation where only one of them will survive.
But
Multiple times.
That's not my doing.
But they did this. Remember that one guy who smoked? He
He
deserved
smoked
it.
a cigarette. Unacceptable. Also, this is very funny.
Yeah.
Very funny.
I love how they're human tobogganing.
This is
this shit.
That straight up is the Grinch at the end when
Yeah.
Cindy Lou Who is about to fall off the mountain. And
That's
the
where this
Grinch-
comes from.
And then Bruce Wayne's heart grows 3 sizes
Yeah.
or whatever. Then
Probably did during
now
this.
he saved Christmas.
And his rotator cuff completely shattered.
Yeah.
In the process.
There's literally no way. He's not even holding on to anything with his other...
He used his
Oh, he
his
oh,
cool
okay.
claw
I was
thing
like, there's no
to
way.
stop
Okay.
himself in the ice.
Okay, alright. Do you think he actually carried Liam Neeson?
Yeah, the whole way down.
Yeah. They were like, no, we want you to get into the role.
No, just tell him this. Fell for it, pussy fart. I'm out. I'm going back to Gotham. I'm a billionaire, by the way. Fuck you.
He walks all the way back to America. I said you're not part of this family.
Fuck off.
Why the fuck are you here?
Good. So you'll be running for mayor then. Good.
No, I'm gonna just knock a bunch of people out. I won't kill him, but I'm gonna knock a bunch of people out.
I don't know. Give him a Twitter account nowadays.
He said, oh. He says, as a man, I can't do that. But the next slide should have been, but as a Batman. But as Batman, I can do all of that.
on my knees, shaking ass on my thoughts.
Hands on my knees, shaking ass on my touch it. Hands on my knees,
Sorry,
shaking ass
we're-
on my touch it. Oh,
Okay.
oh. Little
like a
peek
doctor.
behind the curtain here. We say that a lot, but my headset's dying, so Dan is plugging it in right now.
Yeah, before
as it's on my head. Epic.
There we go.
Crisis averted, everyone.
Crisis averted. Even though when I connected it, it was like it had 2 out of the 3 battery things. So
You know, that is a
PlayStation is a liar.
That is
Oh
a
my
concern.
god, that is a hellscape.
Wow.
That is I mean, it's just like a huge fucking city. I know that.
I didn't know he was in this.
You didn't know?
No.
He's the main
love him.
villain, Jess.
Why do you think I know anything about any of these movies, Daniel? I don't give a shit about Batman.
Yeah, he got this role. He originally auditioned to be
He's
Bruce
so
Wayne.
hot.
There's videos of him doing like you should look it up. There's like videos of him doing like test footage as Bruce Wayne.
I don't care about that.
In like the suit and like shirtless and stuff.
I've seen him
you'd like
shirtless
that.
plenty of times in Peaky Blinders. It's fine.
Peaky Blinders.
I fucking love that show, dude.
He plays Peaky, right?
Yeah. And his girlfriend is Blinders.
One of my favorite fucking things is people who just like use pictures of him and just like quotes that he definitely did not say.
That's who does that? It's not The Onion. Oh, what's the other one that does like more surreal type humor? Oh, I can't think of it. But
I know that we were talking like the people who just do
who
the
just
fake
whatever.
ones.
Yeah,
but
they
then there's people who
post-
like really post it like seriously.
Yeah. But it's like a picture of like Madonna on the red carpet, and then it's like some bullshit about like some random video game or whatever. Like I love shit like that. It's gonna bother me. What's the name of it? There's The Onion, and then there was another one that I used to follow.
I mean, The Onion's just great.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was
It
another
like
one.
Alpha something.
No,
There's like a few
it was
that.
like all their colors were like orange. Like their branding was very orange. Whatever. It's not important, but
Alfred, I'm gonna start an alpha male podcast. That's what this world needs. So this scene,
Wait, real quick before, but the whatever I'm just thinking of, it just reminded me. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, they're the ones that posted the video of a hibachi chef, but there's no fire, so the stove is not on, and he does the like volcano and then pours the oil in, nothing happens. And then he's like cooking eggs, but nothing happens.
is it like
and then he gets,
tragic?
like,
this hibachi chef thing, yeah.
Literally. And then he like as he goes on, he gets like more and more sad and just like really pensive and like looking at the grill. It's so funny. Anyway, sorry.
I was gonna say that scene of the bat and stuff is pretty important. And like Batman Year One, he goes out his first night just like dressed in all black, like not thinking about being Batman yet. And just gets his ass handed to him. So he's like sitting in his drawing room, having been like stabbed and shot, and he's like basically dying. And he's like, should I just die right now, or like should I actually keep trying this? And then a bat shatters through the window, and he's like, okay. And the line is like, yes, father, I will become a bat, because he's like talking to his dad in his mind. So it's like, yes, daddy, I am become bat now.
Yes, daddy, I bet.
Because he's like has the bell to notify Alfred, and he's like, should I ring it, or should I just die right now? And it's like, nah, become Batman. He's like, oh, fucking sweet, all right.
But if I become Batman.
I like the music in this. I've said it before. My favorite Batman theme is the Batman Arkham City theme, because
I'm like literally
so
not hearing
perfect.
music. Is okay, I guess.
This is like the Batman theme. It's a very important moment for him to get over his.
I would be having a full-on panic attack right
And that's why you can't be Batman.
now. I would never.
I don't know what my.
They are flying so close to his face.
That's the whole thing, is he has to embrace
I
his
hate it.
fear.
Yeah, but I hate it. I don't have to embrace anything.
I love the music in this a lot. It's a good Batman theme. This and the
It was like, I don't know. I feel like I have like no opinions on the. It's not.
Danny
touching me.
Elfman one is so good too.
Well, Danny Elfman is a god. So.
Yeah. I don't know what my animal would be that I'd have to be like surrounded like that.
Mine would be horses, and I would just die.
I
I would
will
just
be-
literally
Yes,
like
father.
Voldemort, like Voldemort. I would just turn into dust particles and cease to exist.
You would be like, yes, father, I will become horse. Horse girl.
Horse. What is it? My horse boyfriend or whatever, that like Flash game.
Yeah.
My horse girlfriend, but it's just
my
me.
God.
if there were like hundreds of horses riding around me so I could embrace them and become horse girl, like
the closest for me would be
they
like
would trample me, I would die.
spiders. Then I'll become Spider-Man. If that's
Oh
is
my
that
gosh,
new?
shut the fuck up.
Is that a new thing? That would.
I actually like really see myself in Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man.
Most unnerved by is probably like spiders or like thousand-leggers or like bugs.
Oh, thousand-leggers. Ew, they're so gross.
Like bats, I'd be like, of course, anybody would be like intimidated by that situation, but I wouldn't be like having a panic attack over it, as long as they're leaving me alone.
Yeah, we used to have them in our... Jessica!
Why didn't you tell me?
That's me. It's not me.
I also love Christian Bale's divide between real Bruce Wayne, public Bruce Wayne, and Batman. I think he does that really well, like their different personalities and how they present themselves, because that's a really important thing of like everyone's perception of Bruce Wayne is like, this guy's an absolute fucking dick. Yeah. And he really just kind of infuses it with Patrick Bateman. Like that's what he makes his public Bruce Wayne is like just Patrick Bateman. Like in the next one where like he brings models to some fancy hotel restaurant and they're like splashing around in the fountain. And like someone comes up and is like, sir, you need to control your friends, and he's like, I'll just buy the building, and he like does. I love it.
I want to be your intern. I really
Hello,
want to get
I'm
into
Brucey
finance.
Wayne. I'm here to be an intern. Unpaid.
I wrote a really good cover letter, and you didn't call me, so I'm just here in person.
You know, your dead dad.
Your dad that died. He got shot in front of you. Your dead dad. Cheers to your dead dad, you orphan.
Cheers to the motherfucking weekend. Hello, Lucius Fox. I'm looking for a co-host on my Alpha podcast.
Oh my
Would
God.
you be interested? You're the only man I know who can have as much HGH as me. And Joe Rogan is sadly unavailable. He's actually become one of my villains. We call him the Tomato. That man is so bulbous now. Have you like looked at a picture of Joe Rogan recently?
No, I try to avoid any content
like, hormones and everything that he's just like bloated all the time. I feel so bad.
He's probably just like so angry about stupid shit.
Yeah. Can we just bring back Fear Factor to give him something to do?
Yeah, please. No, you know what? He should just be banned from everything. He doesn't need anything to do. He can just sit in a dark room by himself and not talk to anyone.
Give him a bat cave. Tell him he's Batman.
Tell him he's Batman and don't ever give him a mission. And it jerks you off.
No nipple. Just like in Halo. Bruce Wayne's like, wow, just like Master Chief. I'm kind of sad we're not watching Batman and Robin, because in that one, Batman's suit has nipples on it.
Stop,
and I think there would have just been
Why?
so much... that movie is so campy.
Why would they do that?
Because, and I gotta give some credit to Joel Schumacher for those movies. He followed up doing the Tim Burton ones with Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, and he's clearly trying to go for like the 60s feel in them again, like super fun, not taking themselves too seriously, but they just kind of go too far to the point where it's just a bad movie in Batman and Robin. Batman Forever is fine. Batman and Robin is really, really bad, and I will show you the picture of the bat suit with the bat nipple. There you go. There's George Clooney in his bat suit with his bat nipples.
Are you serious?
And bat sculpted abs. And the thing is, they have two versions of the suits in the movies, and I'm pretty sure they both have nipples.
Why?
Both versions.
Why would they? Why? They literally, in that picture, there's... Batman doesn't have nipples. Why would the other one have nipples? Why? Why?
I also just like to see the evolution of his suit in this. It's pretty cool, of like going from this and then he like comes up with the different versions of it to make it better. And I like that in The Dark Knight, he can finally turn his head. I love that feature in a Batman suit, instead of having to turn his whole upper half of his body. Although, honestly, having worn a Spider-Man suit for Halloween last year, like, when you're in something like that, your body just naturally kind of does that.
Yeah.
I was like, even though I could turn my head very easily, I would just kind of, my whole upper body would move. Do you think he's using that one, like, black paint that's, like, really expensive because it's, like, true black or whatever? And he can afford that much to spray paint the entire suit?
Yeah.
There's our man. And there's not our man.
Jimbo.
I hate how that's, like, legit how it is. IRL. That it's like, if you're not a crooked cop and you rat out other crooked cops, you're a bad person, according to other cops.
Yeah.
That's what the whole new Saw movie was about. Mm-hmm. I wish this just stayed his whole suit the whole time.
The suit is so high tech, and then he's literally just wearing a hat.
I've got my bat beanie.
It would be even better if it was one of those beanies that is, like, really small, that guys wear, like, on top of their heads, or typically guys wear, like, and they're, like, really thin. And, like, his face is completely exposed, and people are like, "Who are you?" He's like, "I'm Batman."
I'm Balaclava.
That shot was really funny, of, like, you could only see his eye.
I don't know why, but that shot has stuck with me since I saw this when I was 9 when it came out, of just the stapler.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's so clever. He's so smart. Whee!
But if he was, like, really having a hard time, he's like, ugh, ugh.
God damn it, this shit is fucking heavy.
Spending all that time in the mountains did nothing.
Whee!
He has, like, no stuff. He kind of did.
Yeah. I mean, that's the point. Is he needs his cool cape. Fucking hell, that fucking it. Like, anytime... Oh my god, that's Seth Rogen on the left. It kind of looked like him for a sec. Anytime I hear Christian Bale in an interview, I'm shocked by his actual accent.
I know.
Because he'll be in this and, like, American Psycho, like, yeah, I'm Bruce Wayne, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then you see him in interviews like, yeah, well, I was fucking jumping off the fucking roof. Fucking Michael Caine's there. I'm pretty sure, like, legit just him and Rachel are the only, like, non-English actors in the movie. Or British, sorry. I know Cillian Murphy's Irish, sorry. Well, he's Irish, not British. I don't know if he's Northern Irish. I don't know. The billionaire-based crowd. That's the name of my podcast. How did you guess? Why would his immediate thing be like, you're becoming a superhero? Yeah. You're dressing up to beat people up and, like, bring people in.
Yeah.
The Tumblr! Ah! That's me when people bring up my Tumblr. From the past.
She's camo, because this is a boys' movie.
Well, I guess if she was supposed to be used in the desert and stuff.
Yeah, it makes sense. Wee.
It like has a butthole.
What?
The car has a butthole.
I didn't even notice.
The back. It doesn't help that the back wheels look like two big butt cheeks, but like it kind of does look like a butthole. The best line in the movie.
Ass. I know that line from the ABC Family commercial for this
because he's a man of love and a man of the shadows, or whatever the fuck it was. There's also, I feel like, a really...
It was like he fights for family and loves for love or some bullshit or something. It is.
Fights for family.
And something for love.
And lives for love.
Lives for love?
And I feel like there's also one of those like teasers from when it was in theaters, like with fucking Nickelback, like playing in the background and stuff.
Jesus.
Look at this photograph.
Look at this graph.
Bam. That was me as a kid laying out what I was going to wear to school on picture day.
Lady Dimitrescu.
Yeah,
hello?
Seriously.
The fuck are those?
I was just thinking about that game. I kind of want to replay it.
Honestly.
It like really stuck with me more than I thought. I had a lot of fun with that.
It was the first like true horror game that I played by myself.
Proud of you.
It was rough. So
now
I feel
Dead
like
Space is up next.
Playing it the next time around. I do want to play Dead Space, but playing it the next time around I think would be more fun than it is me being like
What if he was like just afraid of dachshunds or something because of their weird proportions and he's throwing dachshund batarangs instead?
Oh my god. Or like pugs.
I am Sausage Man.
Sausage. Except it's like woof woof.
I heard that I found out recently that in Australia they don't pronounce it dachshund. They say dachshund. Like how it's written.
Yeah, that's funny.
And I'm like, are we the ones who... Is that like an American thing? To say dachshund? And we're just the idiots?
Wasn't
and
it
everyone
a
else
German
is right?
word?
Yeah. So dachshund should make sense.
Maybe.
Based on how it's... I don't know.
Who knows? Not us. We're not linguists. There's always got to be something in one of these, Oh! Okay. What do you call these? Shipping docks.
Yeah, the shipping containers.
Shipping containers. Duh.
This and Daredevil. It's like where they always operate. Batman and Daredevil are shipping containers.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man sometimes. Mostly in video games. This makes me want to play at the Arkham games. Those are literally not only some of the best superhero games ever made, but just some of the best games from that generation ever. Arkham City is
the only thing,
like what made me love Batman again.
The only thing I know about those games are the fact that Batman apparently takes up like a third of the screen when you're walking around.
Yeah,
that's all I know.
Because it's all about like exploration and stuff, and like investigating and finding shit on your own. Weep. I better jack it. What?
He's like, dude.
Oh, what's going on here? Oh. There's like one of the best scenes in the whole trilogy. Like if there was a ranking of the scenes, this would definitely be in the top 10.
Is number 1 when he kisses a girl.
Number 1. When Batman finally kisses a girl. And then he kills himself because he did it out of wedlock. I love that guy's scream. Just
yeah.
the... And this, like, Batman being at the center of it all and grabbing bats and hitting people. Big inspiration for, like, the combat system in the Arkham games, which was then just the combat system in every third-person series, including, like, kind of leading up to Ghost of Tsushima, which is what we have now, of, like, kind of the current version of that, of, like, taking on big groups of enemies at once with, like, really intricate combat. Jin Sakai is basically just Batman in Japan.
I would have to disagree.
He's Batman! He's got a very similar origin and everything. And characterization. He just kills people, and he's fine with it. Yes, bitch! I love it. And this part. Oh my god. I forgot about all this. It's his coat.
Yeah,
it's
I
his
get
coat,
it.
Jess.
Yep.
Come on. Why aren't you up and cheering and pounding your fists in the air like I am right now?
Like I am actively doing right now.
I'm doing a choreographed dance to everything going on screen.
I'm making a TikTok dance trend right now. It's going viral.
Katie Holmes. That's who it is. She was married to Tom Cruise for a while.
Whoa, dude. Jesus.
He said, I'm fast as fuck.
He's not doing a great job of tailing her, considering he's literally 2 feet behind her.
Why was there, like, no sound?
Quiet.
Now, his Batman voice isn't as extreme as it gets in the sequels in this one. It's mostly just a deeper version of his regular voice.
The way that he talks is so distinct, I would find it hard to believe that she grew up with someone and then is looking at his mouth and doesn't know who he is.
You mean, like, if I were to just wear something over the top half
I would
of my
recognize
face,
you.
You wouldn't be able to recognize me immediately? Oh, and my eyes, too?
Yeah, exactly.
One of the easiest things to identify about someone. I guess if I put
like
the black makeup around it. I'm going to test
just
this.
wear colored contacts.
Jess, in the ensuing weeks, I'm going to come up to you masked, in the dark, with stuff on my eyes. Just don't get scared.
I will
Please
kill
don't
you.
hit me.
I will punch you in the nuts.
Saying that we're not so different, you and I. Wouldn't that, like, burn the shit out of that guy? Being up there?
Probably.
I mean, this is, like, before LEDs were a big thing, right? So, like, the heat coming off that...
He's already dead, though, isn't he?
No, he doesn't kill people. He just knocks them out.
Looks pretty dead. Just because you don't see him die.
His cape seems extra long here.
Yeah. It makes him look really small.
Oh, I think he might have been crouching. Okay, that makes a little bit of sense.
Okay, I was like, where are his legs? It's a skinwalker.
I'm Mothman. Now that'd be a cool superhero. Although one of Batman's villains is called Killer Moth, and his whole thing is that he is a Mothman, and he's all purple and orange and green.
Oh.
He's, I think, a 60s villain from when they couldn't, because of the comics code, they really couldn't, like, do anything that violent. When Batman first got introduced, he was, like, straight up killer. He didn't give a shit. He, like, killed willy-nilly. So did his villains. It was just, like, really, really violent. And then the comics code cracked down on them and had to make, like, comics way, like, more saccharine and sterilized, basically. So Batman became anti-killing and all this stuff, and that's just basically stuck with him since, like, the 40s, 50s, 60s era, which is pretty interesting.
I love green juice. Green juice is so good.
Ahead of its time, honestly. 2005, drinking that? He's some sort of freak.
Literally just throw anything green and, like, lemon into a blender. Excellent.
Wait, I saw that. Did you see that TikTok of the guy who's been crawling on all fours for like 10 minutes every day for a year? And he was like,
luckily nothing's come up on my For You page. The only thing that has are people being like, what the fuck is up with that guy?
but he made a video of himself just like launching himself onto his hands. Cause like one thing I didn't expect was my wrist and forearm strength to be insane. Like,
yeah.
Like to take impact so well, like that kind of stuff.
I love videos of people on ships where the waves are going so hard, but like the camera is stationary, so it looks like they're just like pulling a Michael Jackson and like weeble wobbling.
You know, I gotta give it to this to be like a mid-2000s movie that didn't rely on an EMP being like the main thing.
Yeah.
It's this weird thing that just vaporizes all water around it.
Yeah.
Which would kill people.
Yeah.
Because we're mostly water, so we would get vaporized. Wouldn't we? It's not healthy for people to be around exposed microwaves. Oh, maybe this is the one where he buys the plate. I thought it was The Dark Knight where he does it. Oh, okay. Sorry I spoiled this scene. Everybody listening.
He's like, what?
I'm excited to see what Robert Pattinson does as the douchey Bruce Wayne personality, too. I feel like that's so much fun to have as this role, because so much of it is like being the super serious. Mm-hmm. That, you know, when I play Batman in 10 years, I'm going to have a lot of fun with the douchey Bruce Wayne scenes. You won't be able to recognize me, though, when I'm Batman, because of my face being partially covered. Not my eyes, though.
Also, the fact that he just handed the waiter a check for however much money he can buy this building in.
Yeah.
What is stopping the waiter from being like, okay, thanks, I'm going to take your $1 billion and leave?
Well, because it's not made out to him. It's made out to the building owners, I'd imagine. That suit looks way too big for him.
Yeah, well, he was just in the water.
I guess.
I did actually see you last week when I saved you from those men that were trying to kill you, but you didn't recognize me based on my mouth. What the fuck, Rachel? I thought we were friends.
What color? Does he have brown eyes? That's not comic accurate. Bruce Wayne has blue eyes. I think us blue-eyed people...
I honestly
It's time
can't
for us to
even
make a
see
comeback.
his eyes.
We're not well represented in the media. What color are Robert Pattinson's eyes? I gotta look this one up. Otherwise, if they're not blue,
I think they're blue.
it's a 0 out of 10 for me then.
But you could say that they're purple and I would believe you, so.
'Cause you like purple.
I was just
Dude.
picking a color.
Purple eyes are really fucking cool.
They're not real.
They are. Genetically, I think you can have purple eyes. I think he has green eyes. Yeah, they're like greenish, bluish.
Yeah, okay. It wasn't
That
far.
works. They're just... Sorry, I just got lost in them. What are we talking about? So he's Dr. Crane, a.k.a. the Scarecrow, who's one of my favorite Batman villains, and I can't wait till they do him again. I feel like if they're going for more of a horrific Batman nowadays, he's going to be great. Because he also just allows for like the craziest shit to happen around him because of his toxin gas thing. You can like really, in the Arkham games, anytime Scarecrow showed up, it was like, oh shit, this part's about to be real fun because it's about to get trippy as shit, and like really, really creative.
He's so pretty.
He is. He's really at his prettiest boy in this movie.
He just gets even better.
I love this scene.
That's okay.
Ugh.
Is the gas just supposed to like dissipate before anybody else goes in that room?
Yeah. The whole point is that, you know, they've been able to kind of condense it until, you know, to something that's a lot more like weaponized and easily, like targeted, I would say, and easy to use in that sense. So,
even though he opened his briefcase and there was an enormous poop.
Jim Gordon's son there in the comics becomes like a straight up serial killer, like really depraved villain for Batman. He's like not like a named villain. He's literally just like Jim Gordon Jr. or something. He doesn't like have like a fun name or anything, but it's interesting. There's so many stories that they still can do with Batman. I'm really happy that they're trying to expand a little bit, because for the longest time it was like, we're only going to adapt either Batman Year One or The Dark Knight Returns, and that's it. Nothing else. Fuck you if you want anything else. And that's how we got Batfleck just straight up ganking people left and right in Batman v Superman. Ugh.
You're not even trying to cover your food.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's...
What an animal.
Yeah. It sounded like mice.
Perfectly good falafel wasted. This is where, like, his Batman voice gets to the Batman voice.
Goodness.
I remember there was, like, a Batman Begins video game that I had, and, like, interrogating people was, like, a part of it to, like, get their fear meter or whatever to the proper things that they would answer. I feel like that was a thing. It's, if you watch any gameplay, it's, like, aggressively 2005 first generation Xbox looking PS2 game.
Yeah.
But it was fun, and it was, like, a precursor to what became, like, the Arkham trilogy, which is a really good Batman, interpretation. One of the first Batman actors to really do the switching voice, having two voices, one for Batman, one for Bruce Wayne, is Kevin Conroy, who played him in Batman the Animated Series, and basically all of his vocal appearances since then is the same guy. Like, if you heard him, you'd be like, yeah, that's the Batman voice. Oh, it's full of piss. You've been pissing in here, dude? Oh no, the DA is dead. He's DA'd.
D-A-E-D.
I feel like also in the sequel, like, you've seen Dark Knight, and you...
I don't remember a
I was gonna say,
second
like,
of it.
one thing I like about this movie that they didn't really do in the other two is, like, how variable Gotham feels. Like, it has, like, these kind of slums with, like, all these different, like, leveling, and that's Joffrey Baratheon, by the way.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
That's literally him as a kid.
You play the worst character ever.
Here's a gun.
Looks like that's what he just did.
And that is Dick Grayson. He becomes Robin in the sequels. Oh. Who left this fucking window open? Oh, am I running a barn? God, guys. All my fucking shit's all wet.
God damn it.
I had falafel in here.
That's just a bottle of vodka.
Hey, it's flammable.
Yeah, that's just funny. They have like a gas tank and then...
Oh, man. Okay, Batman. Leave him some dignity.
Yeah. You kill him with his dick out.
Bonk him. He's not killing him.
Just saying.
Ooh. Man, I'm fucking tripping balls right now. I do like how like the effect of like all the bats and shit or whatever coming out of his mouth is cool.
Yeah, because initially in the prison or whatever, it was like, whoa, he's okay. This is cooler.
Yeah, I mean, you can even see Cillian Murphy's beautiful blue eyes through his mask, and I can say that's definitely Cillian Murphy behind that mask. One thing they've never really gotten right in Batman movies is how, like, in the comics, animated shows, when he's masks on, he has, like, the white eyes. And I feel like with what they've done with Spider-Man recently of having, like, the variable eyes, they could do that with a Batman mask and just have it be, like, white eyes that can, like, widen and narrow and stuff. I feel like that'd be really cool.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but at the same time, if they had eyes like that, like, I feel like every Batman always looks angry.
Yeah.
He always does the little lines in between his eyebrows. So if you had the variable eyes, like, that wouldn't be
always
there all the
pissed as
time, you
hell.
know? Yeah. Unless, like, I guess if they just make his resting face angry, but...
Like, how he just has this, like, his fucking flip phone.
Yeah.
His everything else.
Yeah.
Didn't he, like, literally put, like, a radio thing in the ear?
Yeah.
As well?
No, I think that was just to listen. Because he was spying on the people wherever he was eavesdropping.
Absolute dog water, Bruce.
Here's some Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah. You are now 15, Master Wayne. See? Yeah. I think, yeah, so it disperses quickly.
Yeah.
I don't know if Lucius Fox is going to be in the new one at all. I think the whole point is, like, Batman's kind of doing it on his own. He'll probably show up at some point and be like, I'm Lucius Fox. Audience cheers. Oh, he's 30. Okay.
I was gonna say.
I'm turning 30.
I'm 30.
And now my stupid friends are having stupid children.
children. And now
They're
my
not
stupid-
dressing up like a bat and killing people, fighting people, not killing them.
Not killing. I swear I'm not killing anyone. Stupid, fucking, ugly, boring children.
Yeah, the Narrows. I like how they like have different.
Yeah, names.
I love The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises is pretty good, but it feels very samey across the entire city in those movies. And this one, it really feels like there's different cool regions, which I like a lot.
I wish it said chicken butt. And she handed it to him and said, "Guess what?"
It should have just said Finders Keepers with a little middle finger, and then he looked up and she's holding it. She's like, yeah, Finders Keepers, idiot.
It's my idiot.
If I were Christopher Nolan, I would have made him play. That would have been So good. The audience would have cheered.
Even though he was playing dissonant
Bonk.
notes, they sounded like the beginning of an Undertale song.
What song?
I forget what it's called. It's like the opening. I think it's just, I don't know if it's like theme, but it's like the beginning when they're like telling the story of what happened before you get there.
That's a great Batman symbol too. I like that one a lot. Of the like I like when it's like spaced out like that, like with the really large wings, but not too fat. I feel like Batflex was too fat. It's a very chubby bat when you look at it compared to the other ones. It's very thick.
It's an EMP, not electromagnetic pulse.
See, what it does, it deactivates all electric devices within a certain radius. It could devastate the entire world if it got into the wrong hands. What a dickhead. Yeah, I'm just gonna fire this guy who's like really close with the guy who owns the company.
Yeah.
That's smart. All I can remember about her, I remember her name because in all the trailers and like teasers that were on TV at the time this movie came out was just one part of Batman yelling Rachel. So anytime I'm like, who's Batman's girlfriend? Oh yeah, it's Rachel.
Rachel. That's like Sean.
Michael. Honestly, yassification of Scarecrow in this movie. He's just so like dainty looking, you know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean.
And porcelain.
He's literally a gift from God.
I take it you're a fan. We need to watch Sun. We really need to watch.
So in love with it.
28 Days Later and Sunshine for this movie, for this podcast, because they're both amazing Cillian Murphy movies where he's the main character.
Yeah. And
not to spoil it too much, but in 28 Days Later, you may or may not see his Winky. So
I don't need
there's
that.
some content
I don't
there.
need that, but okay.
Unless he had a body double. I don't know. Probably not. He was not that famous at that point.
I like that you called it a Winky.
Yeah, well, we run a tight fucking ship here. No cursing.
Yeah. Every building anyone's been in has been so dirty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When I was putting the disc in, Jess asked why like the track bar was so brown, and I was like, this is a very rusty movie. Yeah, and it is. It feels gross and lived in, and that's what I love about it. Like, the aesthetic of it. They're putting it in the water supply. Sorry if y'all can hear weird clicking, clacking.
What is that?
My radiators are all coming on at the same time.
Oh. I was like, what does that sound?
Hotbox with me, Rachel. Smoke my dank nugs. How tall is Cillian Murphy?
I have no idea.
I always thought he was like 6 foot at least, but he's kind of a short king, I think. Oh, she's got like a slug. Did you see that? Like maggots were coming out of his face, and his things turn into slugs.
Nasty.
And this part from all the trailers that
he's 5'7" and 3/4.
What? I'm the same height as Cillian Murphy? He looks so tall in everything I see him in Peaky Blinders and all that.
In Peaky Blinders. Well, they probably put him in shoes with little lifts.
Okay. Even more of a king now. Maybe that's why he wasn't Batman. Batman needs to be like kind of 6 feet. He could be Spider-Man. You know, when he was younger.
But, you know, like I'm 5'5". I feel like we would complement each other.
Put your docs on and you guys could be the same height.
Yeah, exactly. Power couple. I actually didn't look how much older he is than I am.
You don't need to know.
No, it's fine.
It's better that you don't know.
No, it's fine. It'll be fine no matter what.
We'll make it work.
He's almost the same age as my parents. He's 2 years younger. He's
your
2 years younger than my parents.
Aren't that old. Like, you have pretty young parents.
Well, yeah, but he's 2 years younger than my parents.
He's about 20 years older than us. That's not that bad.
Oof.
Once you're over 25, date whoever you want. As long as your prefrontal cortex is fully developed,
Fair.
It doesn't matter at that point. If you were like 21 and he was like hitting on, I'd be like, no.
I would wait a few years to be as
I'd be like,
vocal as I am.
no, Batman. Scarecrow's inner thoughts, man, he's killing him. Better scramble like an egg before you get folded like an omelet. I like fucked that up halfway through so badly. See, like,
Oh.
So his fear is tar?
Yeah, what?
He can come back, though. See, I mean, that's why
Yeah, what is?
I just wanted more from the Scarecrow.
Wet asphalt.
Like, I love the Scarecrow, and I think that he is amazing casting as Dr. Crane. But I feel like this movie just doesn't utilize him to the best of his abilities, and for what the Scarecrow can be. Because, as I said, in the Arkham games and a lot of other appearances, when he gasses you, it's like the fucking walls break down.
Yeah.
You're, like, completely on your own. Very much like how Mysterio was in the Spider-Man movie, Far From Home, which I know you're very familiar with.
Yeah. I see a lot of myself in Spider-Man. So.
Mm-hmm. And in Jim Gordon.
Yeah.
Jim Gordon and the new one's being played by, did you watch Westworld?
Yes.
You know, his, spoiler alert, partner who he made into that's like a robot of his partner. Jeffrey Wright is the actor.
Yes.
He's playing Jim Gordon.
On,
you know,
let me look up the
Anthony
guy.
Hopkins, like the guy he works with.
Yeah.
I forget the character's name.
Yeah, hold
He's
on.
like my favorite character on the show.
Westworld. I didn't watch like the most recent season. Him?
No, not James Morrison. Jeffrey Wright is the actor.
Would it have been this far down?
He might be in the very
Jesus.
very front, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, him. Got a major cool Widow's Peak.
Widow's Peak.
He's playing Jim Gordon. I think he's great
Gotcha.
casting as that.
Who is in something?
I love this part. This is straight out of Batman Year One. He does the same thing to like get out of a very similar situation. I like when they like pull scenes straight from the comics and stuff.
I love looking at. I'm just on Jeffrey Wright's IMDb page. I just love finding people that voice.
Yeah,
random
we're in
characters.
BoJack.
He was in BoJack and Rick and Morty as like random characters. Like I just love finding them. I'm like, that's who you were.
BoJack has amazing cast.
Oh my
like
god,
that,
yeah.
Where people will literally be in one episode. His bat friends.
This is another part where I would have a heart attack and die.
And see, before
his noise?
Batman dropped down and pulled Jim Gordon up to his level.
I meant to say his nose is so pointy, but I said his noise.
Batman's noise. Don't worry, I've misspoke like 80 times in this one. Remember when I tried to say
this G feels
you better
really
make
getting
like
to me.
scramble like an egg or get folded like an omelet. That's the phrase. There we go. I just can't say it fast. This reminds me of that scene in American Psycho where he throws the chainsaw down a flight of stairs like that and hits someone with it at the bottom. So dramatic. Oh my god. All the time with this.
Is he a Libra?
Batman is
When's
a
his
Virgo.
birthday? Oh, Virgo.
August, I think, is his birthday. Or maybe I'm thinking of...
Well, that makes sense then, his attention to detail.
I might be thinking of Spider-Man, who's a Virgo.
Spider-Man does not seem like a Virgo.
I think he's also August.
Spider-Man gives off Aries energy.
Oh, no. Even better. Gemini. May
Oh, I thought
25th,
you meant
2001.
Batman. I was like, no, he's fucking not. Okay, yeah, also Gemini energy.
Yeah,
makes
so
sense.
Gemini for Spider-Man. I always thought he was born in August for some reason. Maybe that's because Spider-Man premiered in like his first comic came out in August. Ugh. See, it's all black now.
Nah.
His little butthole.
Oh my god, stop.
The bat.
No, I
Sorry,
can't unsee it. Stop it.
the bat hole. That's
Stop.
what it is.
No.
That was in all the trailers too. Oh my god, This is giving me such a nostalgia hit. Oh my god, there's like a whole debate on when Batman's birthday is.
What are the possibilities?
March 30th,
Okay.
April 7th, April 25th,
Oh, there's okay.
May,
Jesus.
June 26th, July 23rd.
Wouldn't whoever created Batman get a final say? Why is there a debate?
Bill Finger? I don't know if he ever said, because the guy, okay, so Bob Kane and Bill Finger for the longest time were credited. Well, actually, no, Bob Kane was credited with creating Batman. He said we should make a Batman character. He'll be called Batman, and he designed something that is not even close to what we have now. But he passed the name on to Bill Finger, who worked with him, and Bill Finger was the one who like made him all dressed in black, the Batmobile that uses like ninja stuff, and he's secretive and like uses a grappling hook. That's all him. He basically invented the Batman that we know, but for like decades only Bob Kane got credit for it. So, and Bill Finger like never really got paid properly. It's very similar to what happened with like Spider-Man and stuff like that for a while. He's Batman. Yeah, she's tripping out on some fear gas, and he's just
Yeah,
like,
and he's like, I'm gonna jump over
pulling
buildings real
handbrake
quick.
180s and
Yeah,
stuff.
Jesus. Didn't he get what's his face to make an antidote? Can he give it to her? She's bugging out.
Allegedly, widely accepted, his birthday is February 19th
Okay.
or April 17th.
Or okay.
So what would it?
So
what
we don't know what
wait,
he is.
Happy almost birthday, Batman! We're recording this on February 18th.
Potentially one of your birthdays.
What would that make him? I'm
not good at
foggy
the
on
beginning
these
of the year.
ones. Yeah,
I'm not good at the beginning of the year.
they're
Hold on.
the irrelevant ones. I'm sorry if you have an astrology sign that isn't like is before Aries and after Libra. I'm sorry, but
what
you're
date
irrelevant.
did you say?
February 19th. So he'd be close to a cusp. Or April 17th, which I know is Aries.
He could be. He's like an Aquarius Pisces cusp.
Okay.
Or April 13th, or an Aries.
Yeah. I know what Aries is.
It's just because I don't know many people that are Aquarius or Pisces.
Yeah, I think one of my sisters is. No, neither of them are. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know anybody who's like really born around this time.
Yeah.
Except for Jess's sister.
Yeah.
She's a Pisces. No, an Aquarius. She's very much like Batman. She beats the shit out of people all the time right in front of me. It's very like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
like
I don't kick them when they're down.
Yeah, she does.
That's slander.
Wait, I think the best part's coming up. Unless he already screamed Rachel.
Oh, I don't think so. Howard. Oh, never mind. I didn't realize he was purposefully slowing down. I was like, how are cop cars faster than him?
See, that's what they used for like he's a man of love when it's like he's trying to keep her
kissing.
Well, they also like they used that clip in that teaser to like make it like that, but he's like trying to keep her awake and alive.
She's literally on drugs. Could have easily avoided that.
Dude, she is tripping right now.
Yeah.
Yes!
Oh my god.
The crowd goes wild.
Jesus.
Sorry.
It's just weird that he's the one that was completely in control of that situation. He was yelling at her like he was panicked. Like, you're driving the car. Just don't crash.
I'm gonna go faster.
Yeah, like, geez, dude.
The Riddler.
Everyone's having the same trip.
This is Seth Rogen's future. For the world.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you couldn't... Okay. I get, like, you couldn't bring her upstairs.
Yeah.
Put a little tent or something
Yeah,
around her
like,
so she doesn't
Jesus.
wake up to just a bunch of bats in a cave.
Goodness. He has this, like, fabric that can do anything. And just make a tent.
I guess you could say that. He's sort of my lover.
I know you were just on drugs. I am going to give you more drugs.
Couldn't, like, give her a snack or something? God,
Some
she's
apple
gonna
juice,
feel like
some
shit when
crackers,
she
yeah.
wakes up.
Just give her, like, a Gatorade at least.
He just smacked her to get her back from before.
Wake
Twice.
up!
The one and then the second one 10 seconds later.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about all these great, like, one-liners he has. I feel like that's a really underappreciated part of Batman from the comics. How silly he can just be. He's such a dad, too. Especially, like, when he gets the Bat family, like, all the Robins and Nightwing and stuff. He just becomes the dad of all of them. It's amazing. They actually cut a scene at this part earlier where Bruce Wayne doesn't want to play Monopoly with Alfred, and Alfred's like, but it's not just your game, sir. It's your father's game. And it's all that's left of him.
If Batman and Jin Sakai are exactly the same, that would have been the scene where...
Spoilers, possibly, for Ghost of Tsushima. Go on.
Oh, okay, it's a side thing.
Okay.
But that's where What's-His-Face would have been like, I was sleeping with your dad, and now you can't act weird about it. And now I'm going to immediately die. Do you not remember that sad story? He, like, goes back to his home estate, finds his nanny who's dying. And then the nanny's, like, mistaking him for his dad. And then it's just like, I fucked your dad and dies. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I get it's supposed to be like, oh, you know, sad that, like, his last family, you know, adjacent person. But I was like, what the hell? Like...
Why do I feel like people would use the audio from this scene to, like, make thirst traps on TikTok now? If this movie came out this year.
And then it's, like, some, like, slow beat.
Yeah.
Like, you can't stop it now. Dude.
Honestly, it's probably because of his hair.
Or
It's
it's, like,
like he's
funk or
got, like,
something.
what, you know, like the douchey, like, TikTok thirst trap boy
Also
hair.
because he's pretty.
That too.
I know exactly what song would play underneath, but I can't play it. But it's a funk song. But it would be that clip, and then it would be like doo 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 doo.
Jess, you can start it. You can start the trend.
I can make the song.
in the first thirst trap.
No, because that's going to be the same mistake that I made on Tumblr, was because I had one funny idea for a Frozen meme, and then everyone that followed me on Tumblr was all Disney people, and it was I would only ever see Frozen shit on my whatever it was called. And I was like, shame. This isn't what I post about. I don't care about Frozen. I just thought of a funny joke. So I don't want to do that on TikTok and then only get like superhero shit.
You're just a phony. A big phony.
I like that the woman just walks away.
Like, you think he'd have better security at his party?
Yeah. Well, I guess if you think they're dead, then you don't, like, put them on the shit list. Get out. Party over.
Like, literally, though.
Leave. I'm done. The fact that he, like, lightly tapped his nails on the glass, like, I could barely hear it. There's no way the whole room knew that he wanted
I thought it was a
attention.
ring for a sec.
Whatever it was so quiet. That is a necklace, Jesus.
Dude, he would fucking kill it on Twitter nowadays. God damn.
Yeah.
Get Bruce Wayne a Twitter account. All you fakes and you phonies. Just so we could do like a live.
You are
an Instagram
canceled.
live. Yo, it's Bruce Wayne. Just waiting for a few people to join in. And then I'll like really just go over what I want to talk about. Yo, thank you. Yeah. Hey man, how's it going? Yeah, yep. Okay, yeah, no, yeah, we're just gonna get started in a few minutes. I'm just waiting for more people to come in. Yeah, so basically, Ra's al Ghul can fucking suck my dick at this. All I'm surrounded by is fakes and phonies, and I'm really goddamn sick of it. You can follow my Alpha podcast.
Oh my god.
I forget what the title was, because I forget what Lucius Fox said earlier.
League of Legends?
He would also tweet.
What?
I was just about to close out a few kills in the bot lane when my braless butler brought me a sandwich not asked for.
Oh my god.
Anyway, how's your day going? What?
The way that man...
Just flop. Hey, he had his 15 minutes. He had his moment of fame. He wanted to sell that shit, Jess. He's not Christian Bale. He doesn't get multiple scenes in the movies.
Jello. That was so fucking funny. That was physical acting. There are good people here, but he just called everyone awful.
Yeah, that's not really him. That was just to get them out of his house. Oh, it's Victor Zsasz. He's a Batman villain who cuts a part of the numerals into his skin every time he kills someone. Oh. And in the comics, he has 4 on his forehead, and he's waiting for Batman to be the 5th cross across it.
Sounds like he's a little obsessed.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of Batman villains.
Yeah. It's a lot of any superhero villains.
One of my great...
They're like, you're my arch enemy, and every superhero is like, I have at least 30 of those, so...
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite things about, like, Batman is his kind of inner struggle about, like, is my crusade worth it? Because once I started, all these other crazy folks showed up. Is that my fault? Are they just doing it because I'm around? Like, if I wasn't around, would any of these people still be doing it? That kind of stuff.
I know this scene. This is... Wait. Because doesn't the whole building go up in... Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why I thought his parents died in a fire. I've seen this scene before.
Oh, yeah, no.
I don't know why. Maybe I saw a clip and I thought Liam Neeson was his dad or something.
We watched the ABC Family commercial. They used to show this movie on TV all the time.
So
FX
maybe it was just
and
like
ABC
on, or my dad
especially.
was watching it or something. And
yeah.
Because I think this is why I thought
also
his parents died in a fire.
I feel like there's another similar kind of like revenge story where someone's parents do die in a fire.
It was probably like I saw this and thought that they died in a fire or something. Yeah, because this I recognize. Don't know why. Don't know where. Don't know when.
In Harry Potter, is he told that his parents died in a fire, or is it a car crash? Something like that, too. That might have gotten...
Yeah, I don't know. I think the thing that people know the most is just the fact that his parents are dead, because every meme, like, circa...
My parents are dead!
Yeah, 2010 was just the fact that his parents are dead.
What? No, he didn't. He literally saved you from it.
Yeah, what?
And he reminded you of that, like, 10 minutes ago.
Well, no, because isn't he, what's-his-face, reincarnated or whatever?
Yeah, the whole idea in this, instead of having the Lazarus Pits, is, like, it's just a name that's passed on.
Yeah.
So it can always be Ra's al Ghul,
So maybe he, like, really
lives.
feels for the guy that did die in the fire.
I guess so.
Even though Batman doesn't kill anyone, but sets a whole house on fire. But he didn't kill anyone, so... Kind of sucks that they burned down. What was the name of the museum? Just for the
it was like something wing or whatever.
That really sucks.
Come on, Rachel, get a fucking move on. Sleeping.
She's only been drugged twice in the past
like 24
day.
hours.
Yeah. He's got severe burns on his chest right now.
I think he's kind of might be wearing the suit.
Maybe.
Like a Spider-Man thing.
A golf club.
I like how it calls him Master Wayne, because, like, I don't know if you're aware of this, but that's a title for, like, little boys. Like, 10 and under is Master.
Oh.
Like, so if you get, like, I'm pretty sure my first, like, debit card or whatever, when it wasn't really, said Master on it.
What?
Because it's not, I guess you're not a mister yet, I guess. Okay. I don't know.
Weird.
Yeah. Also, I love that. What's the point of all those push-ups if you can't lift a bloody log? I think of that every day. Every day I work out, I'm like, I gotta lift a bloody log eventually in my life. Every man does, at least once.
Jesus, I was just gonna say they're going real fast. Goodness. Alfred's old. That had to have hurt.
Yeah, Jesus. Watch out. That's the place where people get injured in movies and then die because they keep it a secret for too long.
Yeah. Kiss. Now kiss.
That's his father figure, and this is a very intense, heartfelt scene.
Kiss.
I love that line. That's such a good exchange.
He just leaned in more. You don't feel the tension.
Sorry, Jess, sometimes I forget that you didn't have a butler growing up like me.
Yeah. My parents aren't from England, so, you know.
We were all born with one.
Yeah, exactly. The queen actually, like, handpicks everybody's butlers.
Yeah.
You get a butler. You get a butler.
By the way, mentioning the queen, I gotta give a quick shout out to Diana the Musical for having the most Razzie Awards this year at 10. Including Worst Picture, Worst Actress, Worst Actor, Worst Supporting Actress, and Worst Supporting Actor.
It's insane.
Even though I gotta say, the actress playing Diana does not deserve that. She
doesn't deserve it. Everyone else deserved it.
Really did her best with that, and she's a great actress.
Yeah.
And I forgot. I mean, this speaks to it. I didn't even realize it was her in Carrie the Musical playing, like, the Chris, like, the mean girl who, like, pours the pig's blood.
Yeah.
Because she's that good of an actress, and she's that good of a vocalist, too, that she made those characters so distinct from each other.
Yeah.
Also, this, like, monorail system it's, like, gone in the sequels.
Oh. Okay.
I feel like it's, like, such a cool...
It makes it seem like it's not just New York or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's a cool bit of
weird.
Characterization for the, like...
You're the worst
the
kid.
city. Piss off, Joffrey.
Joffrey. You're an absolute arsehole. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
What
Was
if
he
he
trying to
started
tell them
making
to
like
go out
psychic
there?
noises?
Did he like have a line, but then this movie's too goddamn long, so then they had to cut it?
His line was "fuck you."
They cut
The
it.
one F word for the
Director's
PG-13
cut is
movie.
like what? This is 2 hours 20 minutes. Like director's cut is like 2 hours 20 minutes and 10 seconds, and it's just because they cut that.
He just goes, "No," with the point.
He's wearing a mask. What did they know?
What did they know?
An airborne illness? Well, I guess this is a drug, but you know.
Yeah, well,
Symbolism.
a pandemic happening in Gotham here.
Oh my god. Somebody call up Twitter.
Someone at Bruce Wayne.
Start spreading misinformation.
He's on another live.
This kid has just like become a character now. I kind of like when movies have characters that are like only there to be hated, like this guy.
Oh yeah, and he's kind of another version of like another detective from the comics who's like kind of more like he's like the epitome of you know the crooked cop in comparison to like Jim Gordon. And that's why I really like the idea of the show Gotham when they like announced it, was that it was going to be like about Jim Gordon being, you know, the good cop, but it just eventually just became a Batman origin thing again. It's like DC don't trust putting stuff in Gotham without having Batman there too. It's so annoying when it's like there's more to that than just Batman. You can also just do people who Batman works with, like Nightwing, or like do a Batgirl or whatever. I am excited for the Batgirl movie. It's gonna have from In the Heights, Nina. She's playing Batgirl. I think she's Jeffrey Wright's kid. I think it's in that universe. I don't fucking know. It's so confusing now. Where the fuck did he get a horse?
Yeah, what?
Whee! If the mask was like just a little bit too tight on him,
I was gonna
So it's
say
like
his chin looks
make him a
silly.
little bit chub.
It's cute.
And I know he isn't. It's just, come on,
It's like a little
costume department.
Just take like a millimeter off under
Yeah,
the chin.
and they do in the next one because they make it so he can turn his head more.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
Yeah, where the fuck did the horse come from? Is everyone just hallucinating the horse there?
Did a cop come in with it, like a mounted police?
He did say that, like, all the...
Oh my god, he's the fucking headless horseman.
Yeah, for real.
But he just gets folded, just tasered in the face.
Ow.
One of Batman's best villains, and that's just how they treat him.
He's not
That's
in
the
the
only
rest
thing.
of it?
No, that's it. That's the
That's
last you see of
stupid.
him in the movie. He shows up in the other two.
That's dumb.
I know he has a cameo at the beginning of The Dark Knight, and then he's in The Dark Knight Rises. But yeah, it's such a fucking.
They're robbing
He's
me of looking at
great.
Cillian
He's one of my
Murphy-
favorite
Cillian Murphy
villains
more.
for what he allows. You know what you can do with him, basically. Knife. Joffrey was right. He didn't even open it for him.
Yeah, what the fuck?
He was just like, yeah, I trust that he'll get in.
What? That... Was she not just picking him up and then the next shot is him on the ground? What was that? Who edited that? What the fuck? Bruce Wayne.
Boothween.
It's what I do. But what I do. Such a silly way to say that.
I'm coming for you.
That's his circle mouth. That's what it looked like. He was going.
That is not a properly fitted mask.
Not at all.
They definitely did not have Liam Neeson giant man in mind when they were fabricating those, though.
They just like made one and were like, your face would fit in it. It doesn't even go around his chin.
The side eye, damn. I mean, I'm trusting that it's, you know, easy to drive that because it's so well designed. I'm
with
just
all the
trusting
buttons
that.
and
Yeah, that's
levers
making
and
me think it's
whatever.
like a plane, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, his grappling gun.
He really can't turn his neck. That was really
Yeah.
fucking funny.
I mean, it's a staple of all Batman outfits until The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
From Michael Keaton up to him. The other thing about the Batman, like the 60s one with Adam West, was he could, because it was just a giant cloth pajamas, basically, that he wore. I always remember this part because of one person. Yeah, the one
Oh
person
my God.
who like, would have fallen like 30 feet and
Yeah.
straight onto concrete
Jesus.
after that.
And Batman doesn't kill people. Okay.
Wee. Okay, he's got kind of that like mid-2000s shiny CGI look to him right
Yeah.
now. He looks a little bit like a little rubber man.
You'd think also that the Batmobile would just have a mode that's like Batman's
Auto.
not in it, but
Yeah,
someone's
like
driving it, you know.
Auto patrol,
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, yeah, my car has valet mode that I can put it into.
Oh yeah.
So it doesn't go above 2,000 RPM or
You got
second
such a
gear.
Fancy car then.
Yeah, I have a little Batmobile.
Yeah.
Except it's the complete opposite color of the Batmobile, so it's not that effective.
Yeah, you can't hide.
I've
very
got the
well in
Moon
it.
Knight mobile, because
Yeah,
he's
there you
all
go.
white.
There you go.
Holy fuck! It's
Jesus.
it reminds me of those like videos of people doing those zip lines around the indoor zip line.
Oh my
thing,
God, and they're
but
just
like completely limp. So
Those
they
are
just-
so fun. I love because like the videos always look exactly the same, but whatever music choice they put is always the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I love how like the big showdown's just on a subway
Yeah, it's
train.
just on a train. Take after the Matrix much?
This needs a throat punch so badly.
All right, throat punch. Come on. Nope, no kicking. Throat punch, please.
We'll have to edit that.
I'll post a clip on Instagram. But like right there. Come on. How do you do the sound so well?
You just do like a choking noise. You can't just like activate your gag reflex. Just
The way you do it sounds different. I don't
wait. It might be better if I get a little water.
know. No, don't. Yeah. You're actually just gonna choke. Sorry, guys. Podcast over. I have to give him CPR.
That would have been a perfect time for a throat
Yeah.
punch.
What the hell? Come on. Who choreographed this?
We'll have to be like the same team.
Yeah. This is funny. You're
You
telling
just
me
hear
there's not
someone in
going
the
to be a
background.
single throat.
Hey,
What
that-
the fuck was this? His
That
little...
car has a butthole. What the fuck?
Oh, what is that?
Everyone's a gangster until the Batmobussy shows.
Shut up, dude. Shut up.
I hate myself. Like, I know that he's destroying part of, like, the monorail thing, but they couldn't rebuild it by the time of The Dark Knight?
It happens the next day, so no.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. These movies literally all take place within 1 week of each other.
Yeah.
That's some fine miniature work right there.
Elastigirl comes out of nowhere and stops the train. I'm just gonna slit your throat.
That's killing. That's the trolley problem. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
You also put him on this path. You're killing him right now.
He's killed so many people in
If
this
it weren't
movie.
for your actions, Bruce, he would still be alive.
Yeah.
So you're kind of killing
Everyone
him.
in the temple or whatever
I
would
don't
be
get
alive.
why they did that.
Like,
I know that, he has connect, but, Batman doesn't kill like this. He doesn't do this. Every Batman in, the comics that I've read in the Arkham games would have grabbed him off that train and been like, 'cause I'm better than you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna save your life. I'm just gonna put you in some weird foreign prison where you don't have any connections or something. He would figure a way. That's what I love about Batman is he always, figures out a way to do it. Mm-hmm. Do the right thing. Give me my fucking car back. I also like that these movies really give Gordon his due. In the Tim Burton and Schumacher movies, he's kind of just some random guy. I like when he's really has a good connection.
Look, I'm back.
Icon. Fuck! I seem to remember firing you.
Did they ever show Bruce Wayne learning how to fly? Did I miss that?
What, with the cape?
Because suddenly he can just fly, I feel.
It's the cape thing, because when he touches it, it gets all rigid.
Yeah, but he has to control where they're going.
Yeah.
No?
I mean, it's just it's
even if I had wings to help me, I'd need to train a little.
Yeah, he probably did it off screen. A wizard did it.
Yeah.
Is it Succession?
I don't know anything about that show.
This is very much what it is.
Okay.
But we went public. I bought all the shares.
Oh, okay.
They're bear hugging us.
Oh.
What are the optics on this? That's Succession in a nutshell. No, it's
fun.
It's a lot of fun, actually. It's a really funny show.
It's like an anime where they think they're defeated or they think they've won and they're like, but actually, here's something that we did not explain to you and yet has happened anyway.
Now, there's a man who fights for family and lives for love, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, you were a bitch.
You said them on Twitter and Facebook Live,
You
Instagram
canceled me,
Live.
and I can't forgive you.
You canceled yourself in canceling me, Rachel. That's a dog act. That's what we call it where I'm from. He also had the middle part before it was cool, I gotta say.
Apparently. Every time you do this, when people kiss in a movie, I hate it.
Is she crying?
Yeah, what?
Oh, she is. Fuck.
Are you crying, baby?
Pussy fort. like a stop sign. That's what I am. She was just horribly miscast in this movie, and Maggie Gyllenhaal is a lot better, I think, as like kind of the spunkiness that the character needed. She really put into her. Spoiler alert for The Dark Knight. She dies. She gets blown up by the Joker. Oh my god, I thought that was someone in a green screen suit for a sec, but it's just a high-vis vest.
And now the clouds are going to open up and the sun will shine down and his dad
It's
going to
be
like,
a bat symbol.
I'm proud of you, son. It's like the Lion King. Remember.
Well, Simba's Batman, too.
Oh my god, fuck off.
Well, because they're both Hamlet at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's just Simba's a little bit more positive.
Yeah.
He just went cross-eyed. Did you see that?
Yeah. The kid's not a great actor.
That kid went on to be Daniel Day-Lewis. How dare you?
Sorry, Daniel Day-Lewis.
I like how she's like, how are you going to rebuild it? It's like, I'm literally one of like the top 10 richest people in the country. Are you kidding me?
How are you going to rebuild it? I think I'm going to get a fixer.
Pay for it. I'm going to pay
demo,
people to build it.
Off.
I have enough money so that it will be rebuilt in like a month,
I saw
probably,
this really cool
and be
apartment
better.
hack on TikTok, and I think I'm gonna do a whole kitchen that's like, you know, pastel colors, very 70s vibe, checkerboard floors.
Hey, let's go. Oh, that's why it's not in the
Crane's
sequels.
fucking dead, dude.
But I love...
He got tasered in the head, so...
I guess, yeah, that's kind of the point that I was bringing up. Is like, does Batman bring in more insane villains?
Says, I'm the Joker, baby.
I'm the Joker, baby.
He's written on Sharpie, I'm the baby.
And you never will. Oh, fuck. These movies have great finales. Like, with the music swelling and everything. They do them well. Bam.
My goodness. There's Christopher Nolan. He played Batman.
Yeah. That's Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins. And it kind of inspired a whole slate of dark comic book movies, which sometimes work and sometimes don't. It works for Batman, doesn't really work for Superman, in my opinion. So, like, it's kind of a curse and a gift at the same time, in that it's a really good... See, but just Bob Kane, no Bill Finger. Bill Finger's the real inventor of Batman. Yeah, so for a period, it's just like everybody had to be super duper dark all the time and couldn't be happy, and it was not fun for anything that wasn't Batman. And then like Iron Man came out, and we're like, hey, maybe we can have fun because we're like superheroes or people in spandex. It's weird. Let's acknowledge that it's weird, and we'll just have some fun with it. Then that's also been a whole thing. Anyway, that is Batman Begins. I like that movie a fair bit, if you could not guess.
Yeah, I can tell.
How we wrap things up here is we give a movie a score out of 10. Favorite character, favorite scene. I will kick us off.
I was going to say you should kick us off because I feel like I keep doing it.
Yeah. In my mind, The Dark Knight is a 10 out of 10 movie.
Oh, damn. Okay.
And so in comparison to that, I'll have to give that one a solid like 7.5, 8 out of 10 for sure.
Okay.
I think that it's impact. Are you okay?
Yeah.
It's
I was wearing my
impact
glasses, so now I can't see because I took them off.
on what like superhero movies could be, and how like it took a very mature and like it treated it like a film, and that's why they hired Christopher Nolan to do it, because he's very kind of like an auteur kind of dude. He does it his way. I think that was a really good move, despite some of the repercussions on other superhero movies, mostly within DC, because then they did Man of Steel, and they're like, Superman's really dark now, and it's like, that doesn't really work for Superman. It works for Batman, not Superman. And yeah, I think its impact is overall positive, and Gus Lewis. Are you gonna talk shit about Gus Lewis real quick?
Gus Lewis, step it up. But also Jessica. Shout out to Christine Adams. Woo, yay, Jessica.
And impact, like its impact, I think is overall a positive one on like people treating superhero movies with, or comic book movies, we'll call, with like respect and gravitas, and it led into one of like the best movies to come out of the 2000s, I think, The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger's performance, I mean, just alone sells that movie. But
Want to know how I got these scars?
I forget. You just embody him so well sometimes, Jess. I forget who I'm working with here. So it's 7.5, 8 out of 10, kind of depending on how I'm feeling, really, on the day. No. Some days I'm like, I love this movie, and then others like, it could have been a lot better.
Yeah.
And then I forget, like, you know, it was kind of the first movie to do the whole Batman year one thing, but that's kind of been played to death since. Favorite character is very clearly Bruce Wayne and Batman. It's very much his movie. It's like a character study on him more than, like, the plot, I think, is secondary to examining, like, Bruce Wayne and Batman, their dichotomy, where they really overlap. How she was saying at the end, like, which one is like his real, who is he really? Is he Batman playing Bruce Wayne, or Bruce Wayne playing Batman?
Classic
like
Jekyll and Hyde situation, you know?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it really is. It's just the duality of man, symbolism,
What
foreshadowing,
are other AP Lit buzzwords?
Tragedy, the elements of tragedy.
Man versus man.
Man versus wild, man versus self. Man versus scarecrow. That's a big one. Started by Wizard of Oz really did that.
Man versus reincarnated person.
When the scarecrow just has a gun in that one scene, and then he doesn't have it again for some reason. But yeah, and my favorite scene is wow, there's actually a lot to pick from, but I do like kind of his coming to terms with everything after his house is burnt down with Alfred. I like that. It's a touching scene. But like the whole finale, I think is great and put together. No, that's his dad. That's his other dad. But the finale is great. The fight with Ra's al Ghul on the train is good, and like kind of all the moving parts at the end, I think, are done well. Because honestly, they do something very similar at like the end of Phantom Menace, with like a lot of similar shit going on, like a big fight happening, people escaping, someone blowing something up, but it's like so mismatched. But this way, they did a lot well. That's cool. So Liam Neeson really got his redemption in this one from the Phantom Menace. What would you say? So,
you did them
I'd say
all.
like the finale is probably my favorite scene. But if I had to pick a singular, then the house burning down. And
I'm probably gonna say the same for that. I would probably give this movie like a 5. I didn't hate it. Didn't like it that much.
All right, podcast over.
I don't know. It was so long. Like, that could have been an hour 45, and I honestly would have been like, that was a 7. Like, because it was like decent action. It was okay. I don't know. It was just like okay for me. I like didn't really love any specific part of it. But like, there are movies I hate way more than this. This was just kind of like, okay, all right.
I think that they really pull it together more in The Dark Knight in terms of like pacing and story.
Yeah,
elements.
like the beginning was just so slow.
This feels like a really lot of testing the waters on stuff he maybe waned to do, and then he like really
and then like honed in
full
on
force in the next one.
Yeah, like it was all right. And I had something else to say and I forgot what it was. I'll just continue and maybe I'll think of it. And then I thought like some of the humor was funny, but I feel like because it was so drawn out, like the dry humor just kind of was like, all right, like you know, like I feel like everything that they were trying to do that was like I don't know how to like explain it. Like I think just because everything was so fucking long, like it should have been like delete everything about his childhood because like you said, if everyone's doing it, who cares?
This is the only one where I think it makes sense because it's so much about his trauma.
But had it just been like from the beginning and then there's like 2-minute flashbacks, then it would have been like, oh shit, everyone knows all these sad things, but then we like see his parents die and then he keeps having flashbacks to it. Instead it was he was a kid for 30 minutes and then suddenly he's on a mountain and then like that whole like lead up I don't think needed to be there at all.
The movie really like picks up once the second act does, once we get that out of the way.
And that's why I like it more, because then when he's like acting like Jekyll and Hyde and it's like, oh, he's like big bad Batman, but then like real Bruce Wayne and then like you know, asshole Bruce Wayne, whatever, like that kind of stuff, then I actually enjoyed. And like him figuring out how to be Batman and like whatever, like that was actually entertaining.
Actually, I would say the like him kind of figuring stuff out montage I like a lot too. Like him testing the different suits and like getting the car. That's a lot of fun, that kind of sequence.
So there you go. Then favorite character, and I'm gonna say who it is, but I'm gonna then let me explain myself. I liked Scarecrow the best, but not just because it's Cillian Murphy. I like him a lot. I just really like villains that have an element like that to them, and it's not just like, oh, I have superpower, whatever, like, you know. So I like the fact that it was like a drug, and that like the visual effects I think were like the most entertaining to me
you would
throughout
really
the movie.
Probably like Spider-Man Far From Home then, because that's like a huge part about like Mysterio.
Unless you sit me down to watch it, I won't watch it on my own.
We'll do it eventually.
Maybe, but but like I've seen clips of like how he's used. I think just because I like him, I guess, because like I've seen clips from the games of like his effects on, like, you know, on you, whatever. Like, so I like that. And then also on top of it, I got to look at Cillian Murphy tonight. Yeah. So like, you know what? Great. And then I would say my favorite is that kind of end scene that you were talking about before you like switched it, like the sequence of it, probably from when he like the mob is on him or whatever, like from that moment until like the end of that sequence, I think, because that was just like the action was really good. The like flashes between them fighting and then Gordon driving the car and the guy watching the rails and whatever, like that kind of stuff was really cool. If the whole movie was like that, that would have been good.
and honestly, that's what The Dark Knight is. It's like
and
very,
honestly
very
too, coming
quick.
out of watching Suicide Squad, where everything was exactly my sense of humor. There was a really cute character that I could focus on the whole time, and all of the action was like, whoa, oh my god, yo, dude, what? Like that kind of like. Coming out of that, I think that made this for me a little lower. Had we watched like a drama
why I guess I
or
like
something,
this more, because without this, we wouldn't have gotten Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Like, that's this like what set us on that track, I guess.
I'm just more, I think I like superhero movies not when they're not serious.
Yeah, when they can,
because like I don't care about the lore, I don't care about that kind of stuff. So like when it's all like character studies, like okay, great, obviously this is like a successful movie, but like I don't care. So I like when they're like funny things and like, okay, sure, we saw the background of like certain, you know, villains from Suicide Squad, but like I just cared about how they were as they are now, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, as a non-super, and I mean, I know everything about the MCU, but as like a non-superhero person, I think those are the kinds of movies that I'm like, all right, that was a good movie, because I really like Suicide Squad.
But that's also,
you know?
like, Suicide Squad, I feel like does a good job of blending, like, the plot of Suicide Squad is, like, incidental. What's good about that is the characters. I like when the characters are blended well with it.
Suicide Squad?
I think that Bruce Wayne is a very good character in this. In terms, he's kind of like left in the dust in The Dark Knight Rises, like in terms of like actually like examining him, and that's where that movie kind of suffers. But we won't get into that now. I was gonna say another thing about something, but I totally lost it, and it was such a good point. I was gonna say you said like how you like Scarecrow, how he had like an element to him, a weird thing. Yeah, that's why I've always been drawn to Batman, and a lot of people are, is like his rogues gallery is easily the best in DC Comics.
What does that mean?
Like his villains.
Okay.
His group of villains. People call them like rogues or
rogues
because
the Joker's in it.
Yeah. The Joker's there.
End of story. Hard stop.
And oh my god, we can watch the prologue of The Dark Knight if we want to. It's on the special features of this.
Wow.
And
the first 6 minutes of The Dark Knight.
Oh shit, I've never seen that before.
Wow.
But a lot of them have like a psychological edge to them, and I think that Scarecrow is probably one of my favorites because of that. Because he like has that twist. Like whereas Spider-Man's villains are all very science-based. Like,
Yes.
most of them are like
I
a
do
science
like-
experiment gone wrong
Yeah,
kind of situation.
and I do like that too, but just there's always, and even like in my taste in horror movies, I'm always
Yeah.
more partial to psychological stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, I mean, my second favorite scene in this movie was when the first time he's fighting the Scarecrow, and like the bats are
Turns in-
like
yeah.
coming out of his mouth, and everything's like whatever. Because like the first one was just like, oh, okay, like the screen gets a little wiggly, like whatever, and I was like, oh no, this is like actually cool effects, like
Yeah,
So I like
100%. And
that
there's-
kind of thing.
There's more. That's where I kind of lose points, is because I just like the Scarecrow a lot, and I feel like there's a lot more that could have been done with him
Yeah,
at the
exactly.
end
Like
of the
had
run.
he been the main villain, I think I would have liked it more. If it
And
was
that's-
just them facing off, like
That's what the Arkham series kind of realizes is in the first two, he's kind of like, you know, a background villain. He'll show up and like stab you,
Yeah.
inject you, and then you have
side
like a
mission.
whole thing. But then he's the main villain of Arkham Knight, the last
Yeah.
one. But yeah, his villains are really great. Some of them are like science experiments gone wrong, but I really like kind of the psychology of Batman and the people that he faces off against. I think that's one of the best parts about what makes him an interesting character, and that's why there's a really good book out there that you got me for my birthday one year called Batman and Psychology. That's an entire examination.
because
of it.
I know you.
And I've listened to the audiobook and read it. It's very good.
Was that on one of your lists, or was I just like?
No, you got
yeah,
it. You were just
because I kind of
honed
remember
in.
being
I'm pretty
like
sure it's on
Batman
my
Psych. Okay,
shelf.
there you go.
over there somewhere,
Yeah.
right next to where we're watching this.
That was
But-
probably the last gift I got you that wasn't just on your Amazon list.
Eh.
I'm
And
a
I
great
appreciate
friend.
it.
Anyway.
This is Movie Night Mates. Thank you so much for listening. If you liked it, you can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Preferably 5 stars, 4 stars. If you're, we still have to win you over. That's fine.
Hot people rate us 5 stars.
Yeah, the hottest people do rate us 5 stars, verified. We have a team of scientists constantly cracking
Yeah.
down on that. They're doing so many like meta-analysis.
We have a bunch of
there's quite a
Luciuses.
few, a lot of Lucius Foxes on the
Yeah.
case there. And you can follow us on those platforms anywhere you can get podcasts. Subscribe to our YouTube channel where we are just Movie Night Mates. You can follow us on Instagram, Movie Night Mates, or on Twitter at Movie Night Mates with the number 8. You can follow me on Instagram at the Amazing Spider_Dan and Jess at
Miyasaka, MIYSaka_.
everywhere. For both of us, that's
Yes.
generally like where you can find
Some
us.
version.
Yeah, some version of that.
of that.
We have it linked and everything else.
Yeah.
And as we said, we're kind of changing the format up. So next week's episode is going to be our first review. In that time, check out the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. It's free on Netflix if you have it. Now, I know what you're saying. Netflix isn't free. I have to pay a subscription for that. And
they
fuck
just
you.
raised the. I was gonna say, and they just raised the price of Netflix.
Yeah,
so.
but everybody has Netflix, or you know someone who has Netflix.
Or you're stealing it from somebody,
So
so then
watch
sucks
it.
for them that they've raised the price.
Yeah, watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and we will be here to talk about it.
The
or if you
newest
don't want
one.
to watch it because you've heard bad things, come hear us rip into it or something like that.
I'm
It's
sure
going to
we
be
will.
fun. Either way, it's going to be a fun time. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you next week for a movie review. Bye.
Bye.